Hello, and welcome to our end of the month gaming block party. We are here with a bunch of super energized, super pumped,
Yes.
never been more awake motherfuckers in my life. They are here. We have an awesome group of homies with us. We appreciate you all for being here, man. Let's go ahead and let's start with the podcast debut. For all of the world's podcasts, we are the debut of the Twitter warrior.
Yes.
Slapping up these ponies on the daily.
Yes.
The homie.
The one and only.
Storm.
Let's go.
Welcome, man. Thank you for being here, brother.
What's up, Xbox family? I'm glad everybody's awake, having fun. Thanks for having me on the show. This is my first time. I'm a rookie. CMoney, Doodle. I love what you guys are doing. Excuse me. I love what you guys are doing. And shout out to the panel. I've seen you guys on Twitter before. I love all your work. Hargeet, I see you like every day. And yeah, thanks for having me, you guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, bro. We're so excited you're here.
Absolutely, indeed. And then, sporting his dope-ass new look, coming over here. I'm telling you, he told me he was so pumped. He's so energized. He's so awake right now. Never been more awake in his life. The man
all the way up.
All the way up. With the excitement. The man that we got to meet IRL in person over at PAX East this past weekend. The homie Ham Solo, man. Welcome back, brother. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for being here.
Oh man, I am still regaining some energy from just a little bit of traveling and just kind of getting back to the swing of dealing with a 6-year-old daughter and trying to do all my podcasts. And now I got a ton of videos and stuff like that I got to edit. So been making sure that, I'm taken care of, but then also, the Lord's Gaming got the content that they wanted to get, and, they take care of that because, they hooked me up with the opportunity of being able to go. So I want to make sure they use whatever I got however they want to, and then I can go to work on my own stuff. So it's just been a lot of that. And then on top of it, Dragon's Dogma, it's man, like right when I'm coming back and I'm tired, like the first thing I do is turn on Dragon's Dogma, and it becomes an immediate problem to like where last night, before I even started playing, I had 27 hours already into the game. And and like
Jesus.
I've just been
hard.
Been hitting. Yeah, I've been saucing all day.
I feel that, man. Listen, I've jumped into it. I have not played a lot of it, not by crazy choice, but I just been hopping in really, really late at night, and just kind of getting a little in. So the past 2 nights I played a little bit, love it already. So I can't wait to keep playing. So I feel you there, man. I feel you there.
You've been knocking out. I've been saying that though. I've got something special that you guys will hear about soon.
Oh,
yeah, man. Yeah, buddy. And then of course, the one who we call Fuzzy, even though he has no fuzz.
Damn.
The man himself. Frequent flyer.
That's a way to start an intro.
For gamers.
Mr.
With a
Manscaped
rapid
himself.
fire, groundbreaking record of. Oh no, never mind.
No, that did not happen. That did not happen. But welcome, our homie, Fuzzy Belvedere, man. Thank you, brother, for being here, player.
Oh man, it's awesome to be here with you guys. I'm also a victim of Dragon's Dogma as well. Dragon's Dogma 2 is definitely taken over my life as far as gaming is concerned. But man, end of the month, glad to be here with you guys. A lot of interesting stuff to talk about, but man, it's going to be an awesome night with the awesome panel. Can't wait to do this.
That's awesome. Thank you, Fuzzy. You needed to be here today because I missed your freaking interview. How dare I? My freaking voice was completely out. It was such bullshit. I was so annoyed. And it was such a good interview. So, like, maybe like redo at some point. We have to
Yeah, I don't think redos are just done. You
listen,
know what I'm saying?
see,
Like, it's not just
right? Stop trying to break my heart.
Let's go ahead and just retry that one again. No, but listen, we'll definitely
It was a good one. It was awesome.
We'll make up for it. Right now, look at you talking like a G. You know what I'm saying? Talking like you like you
it
never
felt
stopped.
like I'll never talk again.
Listen, I'm feeling good that you have your voice back, because that was a sad time for me. Even though it's not really
back to being me.
Yeah, right. right. And of course, right underneath the fuzzy one, we have a man who's normally on camera, but who is not right now. The homie from the game. Oh, there he goes.
Yes.
The Gamers Council. And the gentleman that we will be joining in a couple weeks on his show, the homie Web Dave.
Let's go.
What is going on, my man? Thank you, my brother, for being here, man. I appreciate you. Is there music playing?
I think so. He's got there you go. There's that energy you were asking for. See?
That's the energy we were looking for, but we didn't hear it.
Well, I'm doing the best I can. Sorry, I didn't get off work till I don't know 7:30 this morning. So
holy shit,
gotta do what you gotta do. So, but I'm here now.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
No. I'm so glad to be here, and what an amazing panel. Of course, all of these guys are absolutely awesome, and of course, you two are just the dynamic duo of podcasting, and we love you guys. So, thanks for having me, man.
Oh, we love you.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. And then the gentleman that we call the wise one.
The wise one, baby.
The man with the infinite takes. The man that can never be on too many shows.
No, there's no such a thing.
The man that we got to meet in real life over at PAX. The homie, Geet Shani. Welcome, my man. Thank you, my brother, for being here, bro.
Yeah. Well, yep, we definitely got to meet up with a whole bunch of people on PAX last weekend. It was pretty cool. Yes, lots of games, lots of cool stuff. We haven't actually had a chance to talk about any of those, but whatever. Outside of the little roundtable thing, I don't know if anybody caught that or not, but it was kind of cool. We did a little ILP roundtable with Lemon and Wicked. What the heck is their name? Wicked Game, something like that. I can't remember their Wicked Cool Game, something like that. But we always catch up with them when we come out here, when the Iron Lords come out here, because they're from Boston, as well as I am. So, but yeah. Still, there's always stuff to talk about. And there's always mustard to go over, and
always mustard. God damn it!
And now we have the matching mustard shirts with Doodle.
The game coming out soon. Oh my gosh! I know. This is wild. CMoney was like, "Let's team up and wear our mustard shirts together."
Of course,
we definitely did not. We definitely did not.
I don't remember that. Quote from Dark Knight? Like, not the hero we deserved, but the hero we need.
There we go.
Yo, that's the line that they have over there.
Yo, it's true. It's true. So,
oh my god.
Listen, we first of all, we're so happy to be back. This is our first.
Wait. What happened to Karim and MADMAN and myself?
Karim is not there.
How about MADMAN and I? Damn, boy.
Yeah, I am non-existent.
Listen, no, you're
apparently we are not.
I assume that the three of us were just here already. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought, but you know what I'm saying? How are you, MADMAN? How are you doing, bud? The MADMAN of MADMEN.
Well, I'm doing just fine, CMoney.
Good, man. I'm glad to hear.
He's not happy. He's not happy right now with you.
I think he's very happy.
Oh, I'm ecstatic.
You skipped us, C.
Those are the words. I don't think we skipped. This is not a skip. It's more of a glance. Glance
over. Glance.
Yeah. Something like that. I think that's more accurate.
I mean, come on, money. You got to, I mean, Doodle's got to get her flowers because that's really the reason we're all here.
I mean, that's
Thank
this
you.
is all known facts at this point. You know what I'm saying? I think we don't need to know that further, Web Dave. We
talk about that just behind the scenes, all right?
I think there's no one confused here. But yes, my lovely Doodle. Great to have your voice back in tip-top shape.
Yes.
How are you doing, my baby?
I'm doing great. Don't be trying to butter me up now. See, move it along. I just had to point it out, but I don't even want it anymore.
See what happens? This is what happens. Listen, we had a roller coaster of a week, but we are back. We're back, and we're very excited to be here with all of our homies again, with all of you again. Shout out to everybody who's here in the chat with us, rocking out. We appreciate you. Listen, let's get started with some of these super chats that we got. The homies right in. What is up, my man?
What's up, love?
My brother,
welcome
for being here, and thank you so much for that 10-pound super chat. Says, I believe this statement Sarah Bond makes was only for Ultimate Game Pass, not Game Pass Core. Question: what's the real total of Game Pass? So this is the thing. The number that she said was absolutely accurate. That whole thing that The Verge did afterwards, even if you go back and read it, in there they say that the numbers she said was accurate. There's no reason why there should have been any questioning. These people, this is what they do. There's no confusion here. She's not going to go out there on a recorded video and say that an inflated number when we all know that all those people were converted at no additional cost. It was just we flop them over. You can't take 40 million people and then say that there's 40 million Game Pass total. That makes no sense. It makes no sense. So yeah, I don't think that's even a question. But am I wrong? I mean, do any of you think that they just threw away all the previous Xbox Live people, and when they converted them, they just deaded out their number? Because there was already 30 million people approximately on Game Pass. So what do we think? Am I crazy?
No, I think the most important number they look at is Game Pass Ultimate.
Facts.
And they're $3 trillion company. I don't think they really need to lie all that much.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed.
According to those rumors, those things that people seem to hate these days, about like 6 or so million were conversions from gold to core. And then 2/3 of the Game Pass subscribers are ultimate.
So what happened to the other 30 million or so Xbox Live people?
Well, so Xbox Live is if you use the app on your phone, that counts as an Xbox Live user. And that's still like 120 million or something ridiculous, but because there's plenty of people who use the Xbox app on their phone, right? So, but that's now separated out because Xbox Live is not part of Xbox Game Pass or Game Pass, right? So, Game Pass Core was just the conversion of those who paid for gold. They got converted to core.
So are we saying live that it was there? Only so if Game Pass didn't exist, we're saying that there was only 40 million total paying people.
34 total. That's what she said, right? 34 million. I think that's what she said.
Well, no, she said that was Game Pass. That was Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah, which I'm saying should include
between
core,
Game Pass Ultimate before they merged them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was making this whole big stink about Xbox Live should be dead, and the argument was always, well, it's too big to just get rid of Xbox Live. So are we suggesting that too big number was a paltry 6 million people?
Yeah, it's not like it's nothing, right? But it is. You know,
I mean,
It's not the largest amount, but it's something.
I don't know. That seems suspect to me. I don't know. It doesn't seem realistic. But I guess we'll find out tomorrow when the game goes live, and we find out that those people are saying, "Oh no, I didn't get access because I'm not whatever." We'll find out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Then you got the homie Drawn TJ
What's up,
in the
baby?
building. Thank you, brother, for being here. Thank you so much for being a member for 3 months, man.
Yes.
Says, I hope they put Steam on Xbox. Well,
Yes.
that is going to be part of today's discussion, but I am in agreement with you, sir. And of course, we have the homie Adidas 20
What's up, fam?
in the building. What's good, fam?
What's
Thank you so much for
good?
being here. Thank you so much for that $10 super chat. It says mustard chicken on its way. Save Fuzzy and Hargeet some. My daughter and her fries dipped in a shamrock shake up next. Well, listen, she's doing God's work right there. I mean, listen, sometimes you just dip a fry in a shake and that works out real good. You know what I'm saying? Just saying this doesn't sound bad to me.
I can't do that one.
I bet you could. I bet you I go buy you a shake and go get you some fries and you dip that and you be like, that's banging. I'm telling you.
Separately, yes. I can't mix,
Bro.
the sweet and the salt. I need my dessert after, especially if it's ice cream. Like, oh my gosh, ice cream. I love that stuff.
Listen, there's a lot that can be done when it comes to delicious types of food, but Adidas, thank you for harassing me with mustard again. Thank you. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. So kind of you.
I think that's what you missed the most from
yes, I
our
was
trip.
That whole
The
time
mustard talk.
I just kept saying to myself, how come no one's talking to me about mustard out here at PAX? I was like, I missed it. It was such a sad time. It's definitely listen, it's good to be back. I missed it, guys. That's why immediately I put on my mustard shirt.
Apparently.
It's not mustard, it's gold. Don't try to trick me. Don't try to
You
fool
said it
me.
yourself, bro.
Same thing.
Right?
Exactly. Now let me get this Fillmore Pockets out here real quick because I think he's co-signing what I'm saying, but he says Sarah Bond said 34 million Game Pass subscribers can play Diablo 4, and I believe her more than quote unquote insiders.
I love what you're saying. I love your statement. This is the thing. Oh my gosh, Wendy Frosty. Damn, how do you distract me like that?
Oh my gosh. See, Wendy's Frosty with fries is banging. Absolutely.
Not with fries, but
No, Wendy's fries are
I love
actually
fries by
goated, bro.
themselves,
Like I'm not gonna lie.
See?
Dip them in your frosty. There you go.
That's it. That's a W. That's a W.
No cap.
But I feel like this was such a delicate situation. I don't think that they were gonna, Sarah was gonna come out here and just like come out with some random numbers, knowing the situation that had just been taking place on Twitter and everywhere else. Like, I think I'm gonna give them a lot more credit than like just coming out here and winging it. This was very thought out. This was very like tactical, pre-recorded. Anything that was said that wasn't right was like looked over and over. And if it was said wrong on a mic, they will go ahead and edit. I don't think they left any room for bullshit. This was pretty direct.
I mean, that adds up in my mind. But maybe I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. Not quite sure.
They could just tell us, but they won't.
They did tell us.
They did.
No.
That's the thing, Hargy. They can't come out here and talk about everything that everybody wants to twist around. So if Sarah said 34 and now, an insider is saying those are not, the right numbers, they're supposed to come out here and shut it down. Like they just gave us a freaking podcast about it. They can't be out here all the time.
They got work
they
to do,
can't,
bro.
but they can certainly put out a quarterly report and actually detail the numbers. They used to give us all those numbers, but
well, that's true. But
they got
to be
afraid of
fair,
giving
they
us numbers.
haven't given us those numbers in like a million
in
years.
a long time. And not just that, but like
Game Pass has been a few years now, right? Because it kind of
if
stagnated.
they start creating that type of, there's a gossip going around, there's a rumor, there's another insider out, and them having to come out here and shut it down, it will be a nonstop situation. We see what they do.
Yeah, I mean, companies can have more transparency, right? So just quarterly reports, just put the numbers out, whether they're good or bad. But they're not going to. Neither Sony, by the way. They've stopped putting their numbers out because they're looking bad too.
Yeah, yeah. but one of them is on welfare and the other ones are not. So I'm a little less concerned about Microsoft's numbers. But
Sarah's out there, like, I said what I said.
Yeah,
facts. Take that. Yeah, P. Diddy style. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Take
my
that,
God. Listen, we're not, I don't know what the heck is going on with P. Diddy out there. I don't know what mess is happening, but it's all over freaking Twitter and social media.
All his songs that you used to like, and he'd be like, take that, right? And now you know who he was talking to, all that, like what he was inferring. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't talking about his lady. He was talking about all
like
this
his interactions are so uncomfortable to watch with like Justin Bieber, and like he's so young, and you're seeing this play. It's like, oh my gosh, no, like that's wild. And who knows who else is involved in that mess?
Listen, you ever seen
crazy as that all is?
It's an eyebrow raiser.
Let's try not to bring Diddy into our lives
that's,
over here.
Now that's messy.
Yeah, that's a whole different world.
I was about to sing a little Diddy.
Oh shit. Let's get this popping real quick. Okay. We just had two, I mean, I guess three, but two pretty bombastic news items that came out, right? That is kind of a big deal out in these streets. There was an interview with Polygon that has brought out some information that I'm so baffled by the response in the Twitter community and the YouTube, thumbnail community, seeing everybody's like, I don't understand the response. And maybe like you guys can help me see based off what you guys feel about it. But all I heard was amazing news. You know what I'm saying? Like all I heard was the dopest of thoughts by the leader of Xbox, who is going to be implementing those thoughts into our future consoles. I mean, hashtag Hargeet was right? We're talking about making all this stuff happen, right? Like, I feel like this is all great news. So the news, let's talk about this one first, which is Phil Spencer in the interview talked about how consoles are stagnating, they're flatlining, you're not growing it. It's all the same people moving back and forth. So he said, and I feel like there's an echo, and I hope that stops. But he said that he is looking to open up Xbox, right? Start bringing down the walled garden, right? And start allowing other stores to sell on the Xbox console. Pretty, a la what Epic has been trying to have happen on mobile, right? They want to be able to have their Epic store on Apple phones and Android devices. And it looks like Xbox is saying, yeah, we want you guys to do that too. Come here, bring your stores, and let's make it a party. And it's a party that I want to go to. Like
I know. Let me in.
I know Diddy's not in that party. So
I know, right? You're safe.
You know what I'm saying?
You're safe.
I'm feeling good there. So, I mean, again, help me understand and rationalize everybody's like the beef that people are having out in these streets, talking about, like, I don't even know how PlayStation, like, I've seen like the ponies talking about, well, oh snap, all their games are coming to PlayStation is like, bro, did you not hear
what was
the news?
said? Like this
Phil
just
said
all PlayStation games on PC are coming to
to Xbox. Are you guys drunk?
Okay.
You guys just heard Hiroki Totoki and Jim Ryan and Herman Hulse. They all told you that first place is PC, then console and other stuff. Xbox just said, you know what? We ain't gonna wait, right? You're gonna put your games on PC, and then we're gonna take your PC games and put them on our Xbox.
Yo, Phil was like, the decision's no longer yours.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what are we talking? Phil just rolled up like a gangster and said, what's yours is mine. You don't have a say. I don't need you to port your games to Xbox. We will take the PC version, which is going to be better than the version you have on your PlayStation, and we're going to bring it here, and it's mine now. Mine. So please help me understand what I'm missing. Am I missing the pony bone? Is that why I can't see it right? I don't know. Let me
it's the pony powder. See, you never got slapped up with it, so you don't know what's happening. You don't process things the same way.
Did not process the same way. Let me do this. Since it's his debut on any podcast in the entire world, let's start with our homie Boss Sean. Boss Sean, help me, bro. What is happening? Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy at all. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro.
I feel like, I don't know if this is just me, but I feel like there's this almost collective effort in the gaming media and online to like just be against Xbox. Like that's the cool thing to do or something like that. So I feel like whatever Xbox says or do, they're going to spin it in a negative light and try to make it negative. When there's all this extra information about PlayStation closing down studios, canceling games, delaying stuff, laying off people, etc., we only hear about that for a second. And then Xbox comes out with something that's actually positive, and then it's spun into a negative. So I think it's a positive, and I hope Steam and Epic Store and every other store is on there, and we can play all the games on Xbox. I think that's a huge chess move on Xbox's part, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Yeah. Real quick, before I go to somebody else, I see C Fresh in here. So C Fresh says PlayStation can block that from happening. So I guess my question is, what possibility do they have to control what PC can run what game? Because from what I heard, when you buy a PC, unless your minimum requirements don't make the cut, which we know there's nothing that PlayStation makes that wouldn't meet the requirement, they can't really just say, hey, no, you can't get it. It's if Phil's making an open platform where it's a PC that happens to also have the Xbox OS in it or on it, there's really nothing that can be done. Or maybe I'm wrong.
Are you throwing it?
Let's go. Look, I'm goddamn it. Let me go. Wait, did he turn off his camera because he's not there? Or is he there? Ham Solo, are you there?
And by the way, Karim, welcome.
Oh shit! Yes,
thank you for being here, and thank you for matching us with our mustard shirts.
Look at you fucked the line up, bro. You don't want a yellow shirt? You can go put on real quick. Look at the line. We're perfectly. Everything is yellow up until. God damn it, Fuzzy.
Man, I screwed it up. My bad.
Jesus, Fuzzy, you're muted, fam. You're super muted, Fuzzy.
Testing?
Super muted. No, you're good, Karim. You're good, Karim.
I'm sorry. Okay. Fuzzy, those words were wonderful. Can you just tell us again? I just want to hear
have any yellow shirts. Like all of my shirts are either red or orange, but I don't have any yellow shirts.
Orange is close enough.
No yellow.
Is it light orange?
No, most of them are like more of like a darker orange or reddish orange kind of deal.
Oh goodness. Well,
so what you need to do is tweak your camera settings and
You're right. Just tweak it so it seems yellow. Corinne, man, thank you, brother, for being here, bro. I know.
Of course, yeah. Sorry, I was late.
Nah,
no
man, it's all good,
worries.
bro.
Thank you for rocking
Appreciate
out, bro.
Okay, so I'm gonna take it as Ham had to step away. So let's
No, I'm
go
here.
over. Oh shit! All right, well, Ham, I just saw your picture go away. Fam, what is your take on this? Is the Xbox world ending? Are we over, or what's going on?
I'm sick of this shit.
Right?
Stop it. Stop it. Go do something with your life. Stop it. There's nothing wrong with the Xbox. It is. Stop it. Like we literally just got told about two, not one console, two. The fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Thank you.
It makes no sense, bro.
Like, I really don't have a whole lot to say. That's really pretty much it.
It's just, it's crazy to me that they go ahead and like they have all these words to say about Phil and what he's doing. And it's not just like I wish I could say it was just ponies. God damn it, Web Dave. Look at what he changed his picture to. I wish I could just
in
say
case you can't see.
God, why, Doodle?
I just want to make sure because you wear glasses. I don't want you not to see.
Yeah. No, I
what you need
appreciate
to
it.
see.
Thank you for the help.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Always here.
I
Always
wish
here to help.
I can say that it's just these PlayStation dudes or these PlayStation fanatics that are out here, creating this type of talk. But again, I feel like it's like round 2 of these Xbox dudes who are just like the sky is falling again.
You know what it is? As soon as the ponies say something, and it's wild because like you got to take it like for what it is. Like the ponies are saying this, so why is there a reason to panic and flip out? Right? Again, you can also just go read it. Like, is this what you're getting? Are you having the same mentality as the ponies? Because then that's a whole other problem, right? That's either pony powder or reading comprehension. Something is wrong.
You know what? As a Broncos, as a Denver Broncos football fan, whether they win or lose, I tell you what I'm not doing. Not going to the Kansas City website to see how they feel about it.
Facts.
I don't care. And like, I can't stress that enough. Like, people fall for the same 3-piece every 3 months. People fall for it over and over and over. And like, they're in this constant, they're in just constant shit wave of just like hearing the same thing so many times that now they can't stop thinking about it or believing it. And it's just like, to me, this is like the equivalent to listening to flat earthers. Like, how long are you going to continue to tell me that the earth is flat? Like, you can scream it from the high heavens and it still doesn't change the fact of the matter of what I just saw. You know what I'm saying? I just learned that, you know what? I'm fine. And, everyone's like, you know what? It's not fine. It's really not fine. Everything's really bad and you should be really worried. And you know what? I'm looking around. I'm like, let's see. I got games to look forward to. Handheld possibly. Another generation of games. Yeah, I think I'm all right.
Facts. Now, so what is your feeling towards it yourself? Like when you hear the news that Phil's thinking about bringing the PC world into the Xbox ecosystem, that
It
means
already
your Steam
is.
games. Like
We're
where
talking
are
about
you at with that?
yesterday right now. We're talking about yesterday right now. It's already PC and Xbox. They're already married. Like we're talking.
True.
We're talking about last season, and we're you know what I'm saying. We're already in season 6, and we're talking about season 3 still. Like, what are we doing?
Yep.
Like, it's already.
I feel that.
It's already a thing. Like, these things are already intertwined. The reason that a Steam going to Xbox doesn't seem insane to me. Because it runs Windows. That's not crazy.
Facts.
Like it's just not insane to hear stuff like that. And I don't know why people act like it's wild or it's doom and gloom for anybody whatsoever. If you have a business plan and you're selling a product and you have something dope, people are going to buy it, whether it's on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, Nintendo, whatever. If people choose to support a specific product and something on that product happens to be dope, like some software, people are going to go to it. It's common sense. You know what? Yeah. I'm hungry and there happens to be a McDonald's. I buy, I eat. It's simple, but people make it way difficult and then come up with all these conspiracy theories as if I'm supposed to like buy it and like get worried and like go to bed trembling thinking about it. No, I'm going to bed playing way too much Dragon's Dogma. That's what's happening. That's the reality.
Facts.
I ain't thinking about the bullshit that's going on Twitter. Don't lose.
You said something so important. It's not just that they're kind of like losing it in the process of the idea that this can be like whatever the rumors can be true, but then they want everybody else who's not upset or have not allowed these bullshit rumors to like get to them because again, rumors, right? They want everybody upset. And then they act as if something's wrong with you for not joining them. And it's like, no, something's wrong with you. Figure that out outside of Twitter. Figure that out and then come back in regrouped.
People are confusing rumors and leaks and thinking they're the same thing. And they just like hear a rumor, they call it a leak in their head and they just run with it until inevitably something wild does happen to where they could be like, oh, you see, they're making the move. Yep. They're making the move. And it's like, no. It's not what you just like the whole thing about Starfield, Indiana Jones, all this stuff is just throwing out all this stuff until the facts come to fruition, and it's like, oh well, you hear anybody talking about those games anymore? Exactly.
No. Facts.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal.
Agreed. No, I feel that. Let me get the homie Rated Blade up in this bitch. My homie, man. Thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you for being a member for 4 months, fam. Appreciate that. Says, I'm at work listening, but did Sony just paint themselves into a corner? I mean, all SIE games day and date on PC, Steam, Xbox. Poor ponies. Xbox next is PC. Yo, I mean, this is a real reality here. This is literally the situation. If the only way PlayStation can stop this train is if they back out of bringing their games to PC. But we know
what does that mean? See,
we know that they want to make money, right? So they're not making money with PlayStation anymore in a real way, right? Like again, you take a look at a game like Helldivers. I gotta tell you, how long has it been out? A while. Where's the big parade from PlayStation?
They can't afford a parade, even if they.
That's true.
Brought in the money.
That's true. Where's the parade? Why didn't they come out and announce how great Helldivers did for them? Well, because it didn't. It was on Steam. It was over there, and it did well. But even then, at half the price almost of the games that they do, it didn't do what they want to do. So listen, Steam was the only reason that game was able to have words spoken about it positively, because the PlayStation ponies would have never even looked at it. I know 100% that if Xbox goes through with this is going to be such. Honestly, I look at it. It's almost like it's endgame. Like that's it. There's nothing else to discuss after that moment. It's checkmate. Like Phil just fucking stunned the hell out of these people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's done. Like I don't know the new wrestlers finishers. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely know that they got the people's elbow and a rock bottom on that bitch right there. All right, like Phil just would have ended it with this. It's crazy what he's got going on in his mind making this happen. But yeah, agree 100%, Raiden Blade. This is what it is. Miss Galito.
Welcome,
Thank
baby.
you, brother, for being here, man. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Says Hargeet predicted this direction with Steam like 2 months ago on a podcast. I want to know if he has insider info or if he was just guessing. LOL. No, he said it here multiple times too, man.
Yeah, I just see patterns. That's it. Like if I'm Satya Nadella and I'm Phil Spencer, I say, what is my superpower? It's Windows, it's Office, it's Azure. Why am I not going to take advantage of that? Right? The biggest barrier now is games coming to the console. Well, all those games are going to PC, aren't they? Well, what operating system is that? Oh yeah, Windows. Isn't that his? Isn't 67% of this freaking Xbox Windows anyway? Take away the last barrier. I just saw the obvious. I'm like, take away the last barrier. Just take that away and say, put it on PC. We don't care. Put it in the Microsoft Store. We're good to go. That's it. It's just very obvious. Like the next step.
He said it in an interview.
That's why we call him the wise one.
Yeah, that's exactly why we call you wise one. He said it in an interview. A developer makes one game. There's no more PC. Who did it?
Bosch. Maybe.
Yeah, Bosch. There's no more PC version, Xbox version, whatever. It's going to be the same thing as a Steam Deck. That's what was it. That's the way it's going to be looked at.
Who was saying this, where he was hearing people want to just make the PC and PlayStation version. Well, Phil's like, hallelujah, do that.
Beautiful.
Take the PC version
again.
To go.
They don't get it, bro. Phil is not fucking around. He just made it so he never misses a game again. There's nothing stopping it anymore.
These publishers are not going to skip PC. That's just not happening.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
This just seems like the obvious next step. So that's why it wasn't insider info or anything. It was just really just me just guessing, like looking at where things are going. I'm like, it just makes sense. Take away the barrier. Done.
Barrier.
Agreed. I'm waiting to see a day where it just says Xbox brought to you by Intel.
Yeah,
or just something like that. To where it's just like a flat out PC. It's just a PC.
I mean,
I don't see that not being a thing. I think it will happen.
I mean, he already kind of said that with the handheld, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he basically alluded to that very idea, saying, hey, yeah, we'll make a handheld ourselves, but do you really want to just be limited to only buying from us? Wouldn't it be great if other people had handhelds that function just like
it's so much better?
Like it? Yeah, we'll make a handheld ourselves, but did I just really want to just be limited to only buying from us?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great? Wait. Balshan, he's listening to
okay.
Balshan. You got
he's listening to us, so we're listening to ourselves.
I was like, did I just like reach a higher level in life? Was I just
you unlocked the narrator?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm messing up, yo.
Oh my god.
Achievement.
Can you imagine? Holy shit. I was like, damn.
Oh man.
But yeah. Actually I gotta check my mic because I keep hearing it fuck with me and give me this goddamn echo cancellation. So now do it.
I mean, I've been hearing things that supposedly the new console might have like this function where it works like the ROG Ally, where it's like it has like a layer, so you could actually jump back and forth between desktop and having a game mode, because Steam Deck kind of like popularized the whole idea of having just a game mode on PC essentially. So I think maybe that's what they're probably going to go for with the new console, to make it easier to just kind of like have these games work and use the Windows, because what Steam Deck uses is the Protons.
See, I feel like
that would be
Xbox,
a big mistake.
I feel like they would do it in a way where they would try to make it as like seamless as possible. So in my mind, it'll just be an app. So like on your dashboard, you'll click into Steam will open up and you'll be in Steam's big picture mode. and you could just live there if you want and launch games in there, buy games in there, do all the good things. Same thing with Epic, right? Epic is gonna, they have their launcher. They'll just make it console friendly, right? So they'll go ahead and just make it where you launch into it. And I think that will probably be the only criteria that a store will have to launch on Xbox's, console, right? But I feel like that will probably be it, because I feel like Phil's going to want to have that portion streamlined. Like, you have to have a quote unquote big picture mode, to on your store to make it where it just works on Xbox without fiddling around. They're not going to want you to have mouse and keyboard. That being said, maybe that's the ultimate transformation for mouse and keyboard, where it also is supported on everything, right? Because if you have the PC, it's there. So maybe they let you boot up into a Windows like, environment if you want to. I mean, at this point, there's so many options, right? They can do whatever they want. And then the question comes, now that it's PC like, does that mean you could also mod it yourself and create your own launchers and do your own things on it? I mean, Xbox becomes really sexy. I mean, that's ultimately, for me, like we were talking about it. We put out a video a little earlier today. And what makes it really sexy for me is, like, we have the 4090 whatever, but it's like, it's downstairs. You only have so many of those, right? We have two for me and her, but it's downstairs, right? And you know what? We don't have tons of time to be down here. So a lot of times when we're playing upstairs on our Xboxes, right? We have a bunch of Xboxes that are way cheaper, right? So we can put them everywhere. Well, guess what? If I can go ahead and have my PC in an Xbox form factor, and it's way cheaper because they're making millions of them, unlike, the individual, people who make PCs, they charge so much because they don't have that much volume, right? And they can go ahead, and now I have a PC everywhere in my house through the Xbox. Come on, man. Plus we're going to talk about that one. I don't want to dive into that yet, but come on, man. That's game changing, bro. Like, what do I need? I don't need anything else. I don't need.
So you're convinced? Right? Remember when you were trying to argue against me on this?
No. But I don't think I argued against you. I just think that
no, I want it to be an Xbox handheld. I'm like, okay,
well, but it is. But see, that's what he said. When you heard him, he said he wants it to be just like launching, your actual Xbox, right? But it's just going to be open, which is phenomenal.
It's kind of like how the haters are saying that that Steam, Valve hates Microsoft. They're never going to work with each other and stuff. and I find that so funny that they say that, when Gabe Newell himself says that he trusts Microsoft enough that they don't need a contract.
And they realized that Gabe came from Microsoft, right? He's a Microsoft millionaire.
Yeah, he was an ex-Microsoft employee, one of the early ones, one of the 15 first employees.
Before Windows took off.
They gave him $500 million in stocks.
Made Steam.
Yeah, he got $500 million in Microsoft stocks and opened up Valve with it. And another thing is they've been trying.
This is the people. This is who these people listen to. It's people like that.
Yeah. And then there's also Steam themselves. They've been trying to get Microsoft to put Game Pass on their PC launcher. So that's another thing where they're either calling it Steam Game Pass or something. So they've been wanting to work with each other because they failed with the console themselves. So this will be a great entry point for Steam, because they pretty much they got the PC dominated at this point.
Telling you, I can't even imagine their bullshit.
Steam and Game Pass, when they didn't they want to integrate that together?
Well, Steam
they've been wanting to, but
Steam told them to do it.
Gabe wanted it.
Yeah, Gabe wanted it.
Yeah. He said
right?
He said the people want it, bring it here. But I mean, listen, this is, again, you think about it, this is just the convergence, right? Now all of a sudden, Steam is on Xbox, Game Pass is there. I see an easy trade. Hey, Steam, let's make this nice and easy. We'll put Game Pass there. You come on our platform. Now there's no problems, right? Like, that is ultimately what's going to be the best thing about this, is just that everything is going to be there. Excuse me. Let me get the homie Raiden Blade back in here. Thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you for that £2 super chat. Says, stop hanging out with ponies. Life is short, bots. Facts. Facts. We got the homie Jacob Novick, man. Member for 3 months, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Says, for each platform you port your game to, it costs you. But you always have your game on other platforms, means more cash to recoup or get more than your losses. So obviously, like, we were just at PAX, right? So let's be clear here. One second. Let's be clear here. Every single person that we talked to, every indie developer that was there, they all had either it's coming to PlayStation and Switch, it's coming to Xbox and Switch, it's coming to no consoles. But the one constant every single time was that it's coming to Steam.
Yeah, PC.
Every single
100%.
one. Not one person told me, "Nah, we're skipping Steam. We're going to PlayStation." Or nope.
Yeah, that only
every
happens
single
when
game.
Sony pays them not to put it on Steam. Because
Exactly.
otherwise, when you're developing, guess where? On Windows. You're testing, guess where?
100%.
On Windows. There's no reason not to put it on Windows. It's right there.
It's going to be always, right? And that's why, again, god damn, I hate these people on Twitter. Not really, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't stand
the Twitter life
of them trying to turn this shit. Show me where we losing. Show me where Phil is not cracking the goddamn Da Vinci Code over here and literally just solving all of Xbox's problems forever. You never miss a game. Not one. Except whoever's stupid enough to take Sony's money of death. That's all it is. You take their money and you die.
And you die, seriously, though.
You start fizzling. And then you start panicking. And you
talk about a pattern, Hargy.
Seriously, dude. Like, this is just what it is. Where Phil is going to put you in a situation where if you buy the next Xbox, you never, ever, ever have to worry about a game coming out and you not getting it. And you know what? They're smart enough.
It's more insidious.
I'm sure.
It's much more insidious than that, because it's the next time you buy your next laptop, it just is an Xbox. The next time you buy your next desktop, it just is an Xbox. The idea that you don't have an install base is gone. It'll be gone. Hundreds of millions of targeted gaming systems immediately. Windows 12 comes out, it's Xbox by default.
They're playing 40 chess, bro. It's crazy.
Like, Hargy, you were just talking about how insidious it is, right? And I took it a step further on Monday with K Meg on the crossover that we do on our on my channel and his channel. That's why it's called the crossover, because we go back and forth. But anyways, I was strictly talking like, like what they're doing in the PlayStation ecosystem is fucking diabolical. What they're trying to accomplish by doing, eventually you see Xbox Studios on your screen enough times. What's gonna happen when the next game's coming out and you gotta wait a year to play it on your PlayStation? Like the mind, excuse me, because this is gonna sound inappropriate, but the mind fucking that is going on with Microsoft right now is absolutely diabolical. It is literally the game that's dropping on the Game Pass. It is El Diablo. It is bad.
El Diablo.
Like, it is bad. Like, the way that they're trying to infiltrate and just slowly kind of, and this is why people that like to shit on Microsoft all the time are always looking behind themselves at Microsoft. It's because they know that at any moment this could all be flipped upside down.
Yeah, and Phil's getting ballsy, bro. He don't even care. He's out here telling them, like, he's literally saying, like, listen, all this shit is gonna be ours. Okay, PC coming right over here, baby. You can't hide it.
Longest boxing
That's
match
what's wild. We went to PAX and then we
Facts.
come back and there are all these freaking statements. How like Phil's been out in these streets letting everybody
They had
know.
GDC, right?
and
At the same time, GDC happened. Yeah.
Yeah, during GDC, because GDC happened and then right after
was
PAX
PAX,
happened. But you know, we weren't paying attention to it. You know what I'm saying? We're just like, come on, we
And
gotta get ready.
I just love that, you know, GTA 6. We were talking about, you know, potentially an
that's another
Xbox.
topic.
I don't know if you
Whoa.
have this. I'm just saying that it's all gelling
Listen,
together
it is gelling. It
very
is gelling.
nicely. And as soon as GTA 6 is delayed, feels like I got things to say. So listen up.
Just think about this. Grand Theft Auto never launches on PC day and date. Well, if they're making it for the next Xbox, it will. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yo,
Feels like you know how much money you're gonna get from this.
oh my God. I'm telling you, this is a whole new world. Fucking Aladdin. God damn, you know what? I'm man, I'm so impressed by this dude. It's crazy. And I can't wait to see the comments on this video or on this show. And when the ponies come out.
Oh yes, they love watching.
These two are delusional. They're talking nuts, bro. Just wait. Phil is out here dropping bombs. This is amazing. Let me get the homie Moonlight Ace.
What's up, baby?
In the building, man. Thank you, player. Thank you for being here. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Says, do you know what that means? We could play World of Warcraft on Xbox.
This is wild, dude. This is
a lot more than that. There'll be so much more,
dude. It's crazy what's happening, yo. I don't think I've ever been more excited in the history of Xbox than right now. This is
the history of gaming. This is wild, bro.
I mean, it's really crazy that this is what's happening. That's insane. The homie Alvin. Thank you, my brother, for being here, man. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Says, CMoney with the Jedi voice projection in Boss Stereo. Yo, I really felt like I had some magical powers just creep up. You know what I'm saying? It was glorious. The homie Jax 82, man. Thank you, my brother, for being here, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for that $10 super chat. Says, I just played some Xbox games on GeForce Now for the first time on my PC, and it's freaking amazing. Bro, I've been saying it. GeForce Now is the truth for sure. How good it runs on there. I want that with the Xbox PC app. It doesn't run the same. They need to fix it. Listen, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But you know what? This is the bold new future we're walking towards now. You're gonna have a handheld that just undocks from your Xbox and you just take it with you. It's glorious. It's going to be a beautiful thing, guys. You don't even know. But yes, GeForce Now, underrated. So good. So good. It's crazy. And the homie Drawn TJ, my brother, man. Thank you for being here, bro. And thank you so much for that $20 super chat. It says, put the Google Play Store, Apple Store, Steam, Epic Store, GOG Store, use keyboard and mouse and controller on all games. I could play the old Command and Conquers on Xbox for the first time, allow modding for games. I mean, dude, he's gonna open it up, bro. It's gonna be the first PC that is like controlled in a like a loose way, but it's gonna be, you know, a Xbox is gonna be that shape. It's gonna be a consistent box, but it's just gonna be opened up to everything, man. That's gonna be insane. Oh my god, 100% right, John. John,
it's just a PC at this point, basically.
I mean, they're all just PCs, right? But they're just closed off, right? So that's the thing, right? Like, let's not confuse it. An Xbox is a PC. A PlayStation is a PC. This is exactly what these systems are. They're computers. They compute, right? The only difference is that they put up walls to block the outside world, and they only can go through them, and that's where we
get into more details about how PlayStation makes it much worse. But
okay, all right. Well, listen, your time is coming, bro. It's coming.
When it's my turn.
It's so exciting. All right, and then the homie draw
Once it
TJ,
just
man,
feels
back
like
to
open
back to
up the
back, bro.
gates.
Yeah, for real. Well, thank you for that $2 super chat, man. Says graphic mods and new features not for competitive. Of course. And then back to back, my
TJ,
boy
thank you
draw
so
TJ,
much,
man.
bro.
Thank you, my player. With that $5 super chat says, make the next Xbox $700. It has i7 Intel chip, 32 gigabytes of RAM, 2 terabyte storage, 55 T-flop graphics. Yo, you get but this is the thing. You getting a PC now for 700? Shit, hell yeah. Sign me up. Let's do it. I'm ready to go. Because you're done at this point, right? You're done at this point, especially if they open up like peripherals, right? If they like, there's so much that could be done, man. It's crazy. And again, in like the biggest thing is that it still will just be an Xbox if you so choose for it to just be an Xbox. If you just want to log into your Xbox, go to the Xbox store, download your games, play your games like normal with no Steam clients or Epics or any of that stuff, that's 100% going to be doable. And that's the biggest factor that they are removing from the PC space is that barrier of entry that some people are intimidated by the PC. So I anticipate, and I think that's why this will work for everybody, that Epic and Steam and all these people, they're going to benefit greatly from this because it's going to bring people in that were too afraid to go PC, and they're gonna get their feet wet and take baby steps into the PC space. And they may be like, oh well, no, I just want to use the Xbox store. But then Steam says, well, we have a sale, our winter sale is going on, and those games that
They
you
have
gotta
great
pay
sales.
40, they're like $6 here, and you're like, okay. Or Epic runs their $10 coupon off of 15, and it's all of a sudden it's like, yo, I just paid $5 for that. Yes, please. Right? It's crazy. It's crazy. Fuzzy, the fuzzy one. What do you feel about this, man? Are you as excited as we are as this? Do you see the same road? Are you seeing something different? What are you feeling, man?
I'm definitely excited for this, and it's kind of something I've wanted for a long time in the sense of the early access games. Like, you're going to be able to play things like Undisputed early. Of course, the price will be a little bit different than like a traditional $60 or $70 game, but you'll have early access to it. If it's running basically the same type of code as PC, you're able to give feedback earlier to the devs as opposed to it just being the PC crowd for some of those games. Games like Ready or Not, which is like the best competition for something like Rainbow Six Siege, with a few more options to it. That's something that would be coming right to Xbox at that point. There's so many like early access games that you'd be able to enjoy. VR is another thing. It's funny. People said Half-Life Alyx would come to PSVR 2, shortly before it came out, and still hasn't come over. But if they wind up putting the Steam store on there, and you got a MetaQuest 2 or 3, you could probably play Half-Life Alyx on your
Did VR just
next
come to Xbox, fam?
Yeah, because Steam supports it. So now,
This is
as far as the
crazy.
hardware, that might be a little bit on the tricky side. But for all of those that were like, man, I wish Xbox had VR. Well, and in this instance, they would. You wouldn't have to just do the big picture screen thing for the MetaQuest 3 like they're doing now. You can actually play the VR games there. But I think the big thing is kind of like what they said in the business update. One of the things Phil kind of poked the jab at Sony about was, dual entitlement and how he wished more publishers were for that. If this blurs the line between console and PC, effectively that makes it a dual entitlement, because you're just basically taking your digital copy and playing it on whatever device you choose. It would be less about having a console specific build versus a PC specific build or something to that effect. Like I kind of envision this device being pretty much like a Steam Deck, but more powerful. Actually, probably the specs of a Series S in a handheld. And then what you could do is if it's playing the games natively for like the Series S code or whatever, or you could have it where it, dual boot, or just you hit a button, it actually plays the PC version at 720 for that smaller screen, but you may get, better fidelity or better, what do you call them? Screen frames per second and stuff like that.
Yes,
So
yeah.
there's just so many possibilities with that kind of blurring of the lines, with bringing Steam over, with bringing Epic over. If you already have a library there, you don't have to like start over. If you wind up looking over at Xbox, like, man, I really don't feel like having to buy a console, but I really want to, get Game Pass, and you don't want to get one of the Samsung TVs, or you don't want to do it through a browser. This will probably be the best all-in-one device. Basically, if I almost wish they would have saved the Xbox One name for this, because this would be your all-in-one device at that point. You could play your console games, your PC games. I'm pretty sure they're going to have some of their mobile games. Just wait for Candy Crush to come to the store and stuff. But this is the perfect blend. And if it winds up being a little bit more PC as far as under the hood, then you don't have to worry about, having a next gen console coming out 2 years later. The next gen could be just the, sit under your TV type of box, basically a Series X2, but more powerful. Like basically take those same specs from, 3 years ago and upscale it to what is current for, 2026. That'd be perfect. And they would have the launch lineup to really, be stacked. Like I always joked about 26 is going to be a weird year of sixes. You're going to have probably Gear 6. You're going to probably have Forza Horizon 6. You might even have Elder Scrolls 6. Doubtful, but possible. And then GTA 6 if it gets delayed. And I'm pretty sure I'm missing another 6 in there somewhere. But
Bussy, do you think that that's really when the ponies are going to see El Diablo?
Are we going with the El Diablo now?
Well, I think the big thing then is that if you have a device that can play PC games, and it looks like Sony's also going to probably start considering more of their games going day and date with PC, do you need a PS5 at that point? I think for those that were saying, oh, well, Sony can block it. The only way they would block it would hinder their whole move forward. And that would be to have all of their games only on a PS launcher. Like, people already hate having another launcher on PC, but that would hinder their sales so badly that they would probably abandon that right away. And I know some people have thrown the idea of like, so having your own launcher for a PlayStation game, like some of their games don't do so well on Steam. Yes, they're 4 and 5 years old or 2 years old or whatever the case may be. But you have a launcher that people aren't going to want to clamor for, considering they're already either on GOG or Epic or most likely Steam. You're fighting an uphill battle, and there's people willing to throw money at you. Just put it on Steam, and then if Steam is on another device that just happens to be a competitor, you're still getting a piece of the pie. So I can't really see what Hiroki Totoki being over there, him being like, I don't like money, but we'll see how that works out. But yeah, this blurring of the lines is a perfect step moving forward. This is kind of where we've all wanted it to go without necessarily knowing we wanted it to go there. For those that are like strictly console, you don't want to deal with PC because of drivers and updates and stuff like that. This would be your easier, just like updates are handled on your Xbox, but you're able to play some of the PC games and your Xbox games from your catalog from all the way back to Xbox One. And that might even help with back compat, considering whatever game, if it's not already delisted, might still be on Steam at that point. Or you might be able to buy something from Humble Bundle and do it that way as well. So yeah, this would be the ultimate 4D chess move going forward with this portal. So
in terms of blocking,
he said it though. Go ahead, Karim.
Yeah, in terms of blocking, one of my viewers actually showed me that GeForce Now, if you were to search, for instance, a PlayStation game, in this example, Death Stranding on an Xbox console, and it detects that you're doing it through an Xbox console, the game disappears. You're unable to search the game, and you're unable to play it through an Xbox console using GeForce Now. So
that's because it's streaming, though.
Yeah, they're actively blocking it now from Xbox console. So I was wondering if that's like viable for a lawsuit.
Yeah, I was going to go into that. So yes, they can block it because that already happened, right? So GeForce Now, for instance, lets you take your Steam library, but some publishers said, no, we want our cut. So you can't just take that GeForce Now.
But that's because it's streaming. That's because it's streaming. Right? It's a different deal.
But it's a store to a different store, right?
That's
what would happen here.
But that's not what it would be, right? Because this would not be that. It would be a PC. That's like saying that they could block your model of PC.
But that's exactly it. They could do that. They could do something weird like that. Because they could just tell Steam, hey, we will not accept if it's this type.
And there could already be some existing contractual obligations that prevent this from happening that we don't even know anything about because Sony
I just want to caution people that don't expect
anymore.
that it's just an automatic, right?
Right.
It's most likely correct that you will get those games.
I mean, it'd be nice.
Phil doesn't even need to. I mean, realistically speaking, if we're just kind of calling this a spade, I mean, Phil can. That's like saying PlayStation can stop you from playing a PlayStation game on a Microsoft Surface laptop. It's not happening. That doesn't exist.
It hasn't happened yet.
But it doesn't mean
they
can't.
can do that. They can go to Steam and say, as part of our contract, I want you to block a device that starts with Microsoft Surface.
Here's an example for you. Here's just a quick example, just so so you understand where we're coming from. Is that like when they made Death Stranding for PC, okay? And they're like, oh wow, cool. Now Death Stranding for PC was on PC Game Pass. Well, that's because they had a third party publish that besides Sony. And after that happened and it was out of Sony's control, Sony's like, that's never happening again. So they made any new existing contract that they have they have the control over where it goes. So that's why it was only I understand. Trust me, I get you. You want it, and I want it too. But
I think that's all the same. I feel like those are all very different conversations.
No, because the reason is because it's the ability to have it on a quote unquote Xbox, even though it's a PC, a purebred PC, nothing but a PC. It's still considered the Xbox brand, and they have control over their property. So is Windows. I'm just telling you, I'm just saying. I know, and I'm just saying too that as nice as that would be, I'm just saying there's definitely how about we'll find out one of these days.
I mean, listen, I think at the end of the day, and again, as much as that is the case, who's to say that Xbox even needs to identify as an Xbox to Steam?
But they will, because they want to continue their brand of Xbox.
Well, no, and who's to say that this conversation didn't take place already? Totoki did say that he wants his games everywhere, so maybe this is the smooth way to go ahead and have this happen.
I'm almost certain that
already signed, and the T's have been crossed and the I's have been dotted, and this is just a smoother way to do it.
But Jim Ryan would never stand for that. Oh wait, he's gone.
Jim Ryan wasn't in the room where it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Not this time.
He hadn't been in the room for a long time.
For sure. All right. Well, Karim, why don't you go ahead and what do you feel about this whole thing? Where do you kind of sit with it all?
For me, I feel like it's perfect timing because I love my Steam Deck. I've gotten the OLED version and I was really jumping into it to kind of see like, hey, I'm missing out on a lot of games on Xbox. Let me see where I can enjoy them in a console-like experience. Because I do love PC. I play PC, but it's just, I don't like sitting like this gaming. It's just not for me. I want to be on the couch. I want to be chilling with family. I want to be sitting around in an environment where there's people around me because that's what gaming is to me. It's like a social thing. So the Steam Deck, I started playing around with it, and it showed me that there is a possibility for having a PC handheld that has the console-like experience. So I started buying all these Steam games. I'm like kind of like transferring a ton of my library. But the fact that Xbox is now doing this is actually a really good thing, because now I could kind of combine the two once it happens. A lot of like JRPGs, a lot of games that came out for the Switch are on Steam. So and the best part is you get achievements, because I'm kind of like spoiled with Xbox achievements. So you got that on Steam also. Nintendo Switch, there's no Steam achievements. There's no log of your history of gameplay, just maybe hours, and that's it. So to see that happen, where now they're gonna hopefully implement some sort of Steam implementation on the Xbox, could be great, because now instead of me trying to hook up my Steam Deck to play it like a console, I could just straight do it from the Xbox with an even more powerful, more powerful internals. Because the Steam Deck right now is like, I'm able to customize everything. I'm able to add mods all on the handheld. I thought it was going to be complicated. Switching back and forth from game mode to PC mode is seamlessly. It's so seamless. It's really easy. I'm able to increase frame rate, lower frame rate. Yeah, it's not a super powerful console, but it does just enough for me, especially with my huge backlog, that I would love to see Xbox do something similar, if not work with Steam, because they already have it figured out on how to kind of have like this dual system where you have the console at home, which is super powerful, and then instead of a Series S console, having that as a handheld, where that's like the Series S, but it's like, dockable and whatnot, and then having them work together in a very cohesive manner. That's why, like I said, I don't think it's going to be that hard for them to implement a PC mode on handheld, because essentially a ROG Ally is just PC. There's really no game mode unless you download Steam Big Picture and you do all that. But with the Steam Deck, it loads right into game mode. It's essentially like an Xbox when you load into your Xbox. So if they could work and do something like that with Xbox handheld and the console, I think that'd be phenomenal, because now you're not missing out on anything. You don't have to worry about anything being missed out on Xbox, because technically Xbox will have it all, and nothing beats the console experience, in my opinion.
I mean, I feel that 100%. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just a huge win. And I love the fact that, again, he kind of focused on the idea, or he made that statement where it's like developers making one game, right? And I feel like that, again, is kind of giving credence to the rumor that we've been hearing, that the console and the handheld are going to be one and the same, like that they will have the same power. And that's why when he says one version, now it's you get a hand. So you go to a developer and it's like, okay, well, when you make that game for Xbox, you're making literally one game. It's going to be playable on our handheld. It's going to be playable on the console. It'll be playable on Steam, on Epic, on GOG, on wherever the F else you want to put, whatever else store you want it to populate on the PC. It's gonna work the same. That is I mean, it's genius. I mean, it's genius. And again, maybe a Sony who hits the lottery, you know what I'm saying? And they have all the money in the world, like Microsoft, where they're okay stopping some dollars. I could tell you right now, ain't no Sony gonna be like, oh, let me figure out how we can stop this new subset of PCs.
A legal battle.
Let's fight Microsoft on the reason why we're not going to sell the game that we agreed to sell on Steam because your box is different, right? I just don't see that happen. And I would love for someone to send me a time, show me the game that was blocked if it's on Steam. If it's on Steam right now, that is blocked from a specific device that runs Steam normally.
Yeah, and that's what GeForce Now is, right? It's a Windows PC.
No, GeForce Now is a streaming service. It's a
streaming service on top of Windows. So it's they're Windows PCs.
Yeah, but we knew, if you remember GeForce Now, when they first started, right? They had everything on GeForce Now. Then all the publishers was like, no, this is streaming. This is different. We don't want it. So GeForce Now is its own beast, right? It's just like cloud gaming. right? Not every game that comes to Game Pass goes into cloud. Is a different agreement that they have to sign and make, right? GeForce Now just doesn't, for me, it's not the same. That's not Steam, right? That's a different place, right? Steam on Xbox would be Steam. It's just happens to be that the PC you're using to access Steam is the Xbox. So I don't know. I'm just saying I don't see it happen. Somebody
Well, we know
said it to
Sony's
me.
petty. Sony's petty. They'll find a way. They're gonna keep trying. I mean, they're really petty with this.
Listen,
I can imagine.
they can only be so petty from their knees. You know what I'm saying? It's only so far you can push the pettiness when you spend most of your days on your knees. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of take what comes your way. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think they'll just be happy. Listen, they see the MLB situation already, right? They haven't said to themselves, you know what? The game is selling mostly on Xbox. Let's stop making MLB. I haven't seen that conversation take place. Nobody said, you know what? Let's stop making this game because Xbox is the most popular place that it is right now. No, they want it wherever they get it. Hiroki Totoki told you guys. He said it. Yeah, just don't want to believe him, which is crazy. They just, you know what? It's just they have a problem with people of power or of influence speaking to them.
I think they just can't handle the truth, you know.
Ooh, they can't handle the truth. MADMAN dropping bars out of nowhere, just swooped in to let everybody understand they can't handle the truth.
Alert!
How MADMAN came in.
Oh, he was not playing.
Yeah,
he was not playing. Indeed, Boss Sean, you were gonna say something, bro?
They're allergic to the truth.
They allergic to the truth. Indeed, they start breaking out in hives and shit. I see it. 100%.
Hilarious. I would laugh. I would also laugh.
The homie Raiden Blade, man. Thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you for that £5 super chat. Says so. SIE wants money. Steam can block SIE also, right? SIE is in no position.
I don't know that they really would or ever. I mean, they have a publishing agreement, so I don't think they would block anything.
But I mean, that same publishing agreement is also the reason why they wouldn't do the other thing, right? They have a publishing agreement to allow the game to be sold on Steam. All right. So they're in no position to dictate to Steam. It's the other way around. Steam wants Game Pass, so SIE. Listen, I feel you, Raiden Blade. I feel you. All right. Web Dave.
Yep.
Dave of the web.
Alrighty.
What bars do you have for us? Tell us. Do you first of all, let's outside of the will it, won't it, right? Does it excite you? Is that something that as a Xbox person you're saying to yourself, man, it would be dope to have this? Or you're like, nah, I could give 3 shits.
There's a lot of different ways to look at it. And until we know exactly what the hardware is and what it's capable of, it's as long as it is an Xbox through and through, which is what I believe Phil wants it to be. In other words, it's basically an Xbox with a screen on it in your hand. So if it is a true Xbox where you can download your own content and play it through there, say, Elden Ring, stuff like that, that you may have bought that's not on Game Pass, not on anything else, and you can just play it because you have it downloaded to the system itself, then that's great. That would be cool. That would be nice. Not having to worry about the streaming. If they add it to where you could, kind of like you could play YouTube on your Xbox now. If you could do Steam on your Xbox handheld, I mean, that would be cool. You still have to have a Steam account, but yeah, that would be cool to do. But the one thing that I would think would hold that back, and I'm like, would I like it? Yes. Would I love it? Fuck yes. But the things that I think about are people are talking about, I'd love to have Game Pass on the PlayStation 5, well, they won't allow that to happen. They won't even allow browser access. I mean, there are hacks and works around, but as far as legitimately, you can't pull up and just log into the website and play your games on your PlayStation 5 that are Xbox. But there was rumor at one time that maybe they were going to have a, what do you call it, a version of Game Pass that would be available for like the PlayStation, so that the only thing that would be available on that version would be games that were quote unquote exclusive to Xbox, that were not available to purchase through the PlayStation, because PlayStation wants their money first and foremost. I mean, they're money whores. That's basically, they want their money. So if you're like saying, cool, well, I got my PlayStation 5, but I'm playing my free copy of, Call of Duty, but I've already, included my Game Pass because I have it on that system. There's no incentive or no money for them, and they would actually lose a shit ton of money because of their quote unquote ecosystem. Am I making any sense at all? Now, I'm not saying that it's not going to, some kind of deal with some things like that are not going to work out in the future. I think it'd be great. I would love for there to be, PlayStation games available on an Xbox. That would be cool. There's a lot of logistics involved, and there's a lot of things. I mean, you can blanketly say they should do it, and I agree with you. And the management at Sony now, it is more likely than ever that it could happen, because before it would never have happened. But now there's definitely the possibility that they could do this. Another nice little thing to think about is just this past week, they announced that on streaming, like if you stream the games and stuff like that through the Xbox Game Pass, that through streaming, they have the capability now of the mouse and keyboard. So all the PC functionality is now included in the in that too. So that opens up Game Pass to more and more avenues and more things that they can do, which is really good for them. In the long run, we all want to play games. We want to play them everywhere, and I'm with you. I know that Phil right now has a whole. Now that they hadn't made that purchase, they have a whole different mindset, because they are the number one publisher in the world for video games, with some of the biggest franchises in the world that they own. So they have a lot of leverage, and whether people agree or don't agree or like or dislike the fact that they put a few games available on other platforms, it's in the long run, and I don't know who agrees with me or not, I would rather Microsoft dominate gaming, because I think they do it better than anybody else with their ecosystem and the things that they provide for their, for the people that are followers. So if this is an ends to the means, to where at some point they are the number one gaming, source, and they are the leaders in the industry, that's great for us who are already established, as this is what we like, this is what we want. So, and I would prefer that if it's a handheld, that they do a handheld that is, maybe a little more expensive. I don't want a $300 Switch crappy thing. I want them $600, $700. It's cool, because then you're going to have beefiness in your hands that you can. And I do also want it to be where you can set it down and have an outport like you can with the Steam Deck, to where you can actually play it on a screen.
Yep.
I'm not so picky as to super graphics, but if that's the case, that's cool too. There's so much possibilities with this that's coming up, and so it's so exciting. And to be honest with you, I can hardly wait to hear Hargeet unleash his mind on this, because it's going to be good. But that's kind of where I'm at. Hopefully, I didn't lose everybody too mad.
No.
And shout out to Nintendo for, bringing handhelds in and making them pop for us,
Yeah.
so that we can hit other levels.
That
Innovation's the key.
Yeah, and again, it's all about ease of use, right? Like you've been able to take some handhelds that were out and plug a eGPU in it and, dock it or do any of that stuff. That's been around, but then nobody's done it so easy. You just take your boom, slide it in the spot. It's done. It's over. Hello, you're gaming on your TV. They really took it to the next level. Now, this is what I would say. I know here right now when we're talking about this, we're definitely focusing a lot on the idea of PlayStation games coming, to Xbox through PC. I mean, to be honestly, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, that's more of a like a haha. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Agreed.
look at you. You guys are so caught up thinking that you're getting stuff, and in reality, this stuff is all going to come over here nice and easy. But frankly, we know PlayStation broke as crap, right? They get what, one game a year? Like, what are we worried about? How many times that once a year we're gonna turn on our Xbox and download the game on Steam that they finally show up with something? Yeah, I mean, honestly, the most exciting thing for me is coming back from PAX, seeing the news that Steam and all that stuff is going to come to Xbox. That's like that's the plan. And me just knowing all those dope ass indie games that I played are going to be coming boom right into Xbox before anywhere else without any. They're going to have Xbox will be the home of so many exclusive games just because you're going to be able to play those games on Xbox before any other console will ever get them. It's phenomenal. We played some amazing stuff at PAX. I'm sure Ham and Hargeet can vouch for it. There were amazing stuff there that are going to come to PC first. And I could just tell you, I'm very, very excited for that. That being said,
can I say one more quick thing? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Every single time, CMoney, we're first shipping it and making sure it's good on PC, and then we're getting
every time. Every single. Go ahead, what Dave?
You were talking about earlier. You said it several times. All these ponies this and stuff. They're all like well, we got this and they're all bringing up all kinds of stuff and Xbox isn't this and they are scared shitless and they know they're in panic mode and they are throwing anything they can to make them sound relevant and they're not. From Colin Moriarty all the way down to MBW, whatever the fuck his name is, little muscle bound prick. So those guys are fucking idiots, is what they are, and they are just they're trying to keep on brand because they want to keep the money coming in from podcasts and things like this because they have their diehard fans that they just keep placating to and keep trying to blow smoke up their ass. But we all know that Microsoft is where it is, and they have got Phil has got a 10 to 20 year plan that is underway and it is going to be phenomenal. And the ponies, you think they're crying now?
Just wait.
Just wait till the Keeleys. The Xbox award show. Sorry.
Yeah. For sure. Agreed 100%. And honestly, it's just, that's why they live their life trying to spread FUD about Xbox, right? Like that's why they spend their days, their mornings, day in, day out. They come on Twitter, they go on these places, they go on YouTube, make these videos trying to disparage what Xbox has going on when it's clear as day. If you take yourself and remove yourself from the people who have really negative feelings towards Xbox right now for their own personal reasons for whatever choices they made or whatever it is. I mean, it's clear that Phil has an amazing plan. He has an amazing team implementing that plan. And they have the money to see that plan to fruition. And that is the difference. That is why I'll never, ever, ever look over to the PlayStation side and say, God, why can't we be like them? I'm sorry.
No reason
to. No reason to at all. Hargeet, before you go and drop your bars, we do have the homie Drawn TJ.
Drawn TJ, thank you so much, baby.
Building. My dude, man, thank you so much, my brother. Appreciate you. Thank you for that $10. Super chat says $600 handheld that has Xbox and Steam, 1080p, 60 FPS, when dock, 4K 60. That should be 4K 120. And make a bundle version for hardcore premium fans. It also comes with the Xbox for $1,200, or you buy them separately. I mean, it's funny because you say all those things, and the natural instinct is to be like $1,200 for that. But you know what?
Take it. Take my money.
I mean, you get both. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm good.
It's
I think
wild because TJ brought up Phil needs to go ahead and buy Steam.
Yep. Well, I mean, you do that, and all of a sudden the world changes. But I mean, listen, you can tell by this plan, right? What have I been saying, Doodle? I said that I know Phil has the desire to own everything that's relevant in gaming. Phil wants to own Epic because he wants Fortnite to be forever associated with Xbox, even though it's everywhere. He's never going to change that. Still, it's theirs, just like Minecraft,
I
just
want
like
that
Call of Duty.
because I spent so much freaking money on
I know,
Fortnite that I
seriously.
kind of wanted to feel a little safer. I feel like every time they're out there, you know, these licenses were broke, you know, and it's like, what if they just take all my skins? It's like,
man, that would
you
be
know,
heartbreaking. That would be heartbreaking for sure.
I need Phil to go scoop them up.
But yeah, I mean, I just feel like they want that. You know, they're gonna want Grand Theft. I think they're gonna buy Take-Two at some point. So that again, they own it. Again, these are not exclusive plays. This is gonna be in writing that the games are gonna stay
Minecraft
everywhere.
style.
It's just gonna be for the ownership and to solidify Microsoft and Xbox as the gaming company. Like, this just the play you game? Where do you game? Oh, of course, where do you game? I game on Xbox, right? Like, that is where they are. And again, blurring the line between Xbox and PC and basically saying, you know what? They're one and the same. There's no more
That's a big deal.
There's no more separation. Now you just have it. And you know that the engine makers will make it where, you know, they'll still have the profiles to work on Xbox best. It'll be that much easier. Like, Unreal Engine 5 will just have a profile that when you're making your game for Unreal Engine 5, you make it the best you can, and then you click the button and it'll just configure it for, you know, the Xbox SKU, and it'll configure it for, you know, whatever else they have going on. It's just, listen, the beauty is the future for sure.
It's exciting for sure.
Harky disappeared, but you skipped our homie Andre Doyle. What's good, my man? Thank you for being here, homie. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for that $2 super chat. Says Microsoft always light years ahead of everybody. Yes.
Always.
Yes. And you know what? I'm so proud of them right now because this is their 2013. This is their Xbox One moment. Where they went ahead and showed us a future that they believe to be true, and the rest of the world said, no, it's not. And they got so scared because they didn't have the backing of Satya. They didn't have Phil leading the way. They got so scared that they backtracked everything, and it put them behind when in fact they should have been ahead if they kept to what they were doing, because that's where everything ended up going. So they're looking at it now saying, I don't care what you dumbass people think. We're doing our plan because guess what? The last time we fell for your crap, it put us behind the curve. Now, we don't care what you got to say because we know it's the right thing. We know it's the future. And not for nothing, but Hiroki Totoki told you the same thing. He said it the same way. They're putting their stuff everywhere. They're doing everything. Phil knows he wants to be prepared for that. And you know what? He's looking over at broke ass Sony and he's saying, listen, guys, this is what we're going to do for you. You don't need to port it over here. Okay.
Don't spend your money on that.
Don't spend the little money you have. Okay. Go buy yourself something nice. Go buy yourself
some nice pair of shoes or something.
A nice burger, you know, at a burger joint, not McDonald's.
No, buy yourself a Coke. Come on now. That's too generous.
So, like, no. Don't worry about it. just release your game on PC. It'll be here. Don't worry. This is what's happening. Phil's, they ain't messing around. They're a $3 trillion company, guys. Okay. You barely have $3 in your wallet right now. All of you people out here thinking you know what you're doing, trying to tell Microsoft how they're wrong.
Exactly. Like that's the thing. Like they dig their fingers in and they try to hold them back. And I just love the fact that we're not giving into that nonsense anymore. And it's wild because over at PlayStation, like the ponies and everybody else is just uplifting even over the dumbest things that they run around doing, or these. I mean, PlayStation 5 Pro. Let's just start there. It's like, oh yes, look at everything that's going to be able to do, and it's like, come on, guys, how about we just ground them a little bit? Let's just hit them with the truth.
And apparently the developers don't even want it. The developers are like, why are you doing this? There's no point to this.
Agreed. 100%. Now we have the homie ranging
sliding
through.
That's what happened. He slid through before.
He slid through, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Says, are CMoney and Doodle wearing mustard yellow? No, I'm wearing Master Chief gold. Okay, this is his visor color. This is what I'm doing. I'm wearing Deadpool's.
It's mustard.
Premature speculation. It's not mustard. Goddammit. Not mustard. It's gold. It's gold. It's Master Chief gold.
Excuse me. Do you have any grape poupon?
I beg your pardon.
For me to poop on.
Oh my god. What is happening right now? What is happening? I don't know.
Awesome.
The homie Raiden Blade, my brother. Thank you, man, for being here. Thank you
baby.
again, bro. Appreciate you with that £5 super chat. Says, guys, remember, Sony only releases a small amount of games. Yes, their games take too long. So it's up to them. If they die, they die. SIA needs studios, or they're closing them. Or closing? Yeah. Listen, I agree with you. Their games do take too long. They're barely releasing games. They cannot decide tomorrow, you know what? We're going to go buy 30 more studios. They can't do it. So they're limited to what they can release. And again, it's really a nothing burger on our side. Like, honestly, look at the caliber of what we're expecting in games just this year alone. And then look at the caliber of games they got coming out. Oh sorry.
But
they got no games coming out. You're right. I forgot about that. I apologize. Go ahead. Who's talking? My bad.
Foam Stars. Come on, man. You know it's gonna be up for a key.
That's right.
That thing died faster than Destruction All Stars.
Honestly, I don't think I see any physical proof that game actually released. You know what I'm saying? I have not seen it. I don't believe it. I don't believe
not lying.
I think they have the title card on there that you can click and then you can, download it or pay for it. But I don't think it runs. I think you click it and nothing starts. It's just nothing there. It's a big nothing.
Are you sure? I think
it just cleans your console for you.
Didn't you watch the Reforged play along? I'm sure he did something like that.
Oh my god! What's Reforged gonna do when this all goes down?
See, that's the question right there.
That's gonna be a funny
coffee.
Has a whole new audience.
He's gonna say that I called this. It was totally obvious. This was obviously going to happen. Like, I don't understand why people are thinking I never thought this was going to happen. I always thought this was going to happen. I'm not doing it justice here.
Pretty close.
Oh my god!
They've yet to come out with a PlayStation multiplayer exclusive game that takes off.
No
facts.
Nothing.
And it's pretty telling. Stop doing it.
Literally.
Well, every the ones that people are looking forward to.
Yeah.
Action.
Yeah, everything. Even
thing.
Spider-Man. Same thing. Like, let's call a spade. Where's Spider-Man? Nobody cares. It means nothing to anyone. Listen, they gave it all those awards and it turned into, all those nominations, and they turned into 007 and then they graduated to 008, and then I think they're at 009 at this point. So it sucks, but at the end of the day, all those things did nothing for anyone.
Honestly, I think the best thing that could have happened at Spider-Man 2 was releasing with the amount of bugs that it did, because that's why it was kept in conversation for so long, and it's kind of like a reference point to go back and be
Bro.
like, "Well, look at what they were able to give us, look what they delivered," and that's how it's staying relevant. I mean, it's gonna go down in history.
Poor Insomniac. If only they were funded better.
Buggiest game.
They've been carrying PlayStation for this whole generation, so
Yeah. I mean, at some point, the weight is
That
too
game
heavy.
back.
You know what I'm
Wait,
saying?
again.
Yo,
Yep,
see,
yep,
money.
yep. Yeah.
I heard somebody say, I think it was Naughty Dog hasn't released a game in 25 years or something weird
Stop
like
it.
that.
No,
No, it was like
25,
one of
no.
the
was
no,
2020.
no,
But
one
it's
of
been
the
a minute.
PlayStation studios hasn't released a game this whole generation since like the PS3 or something like that, PS4.
Well, Naughty Dog hasn't released a new franchise
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
the
Last of
PlayStation
Us.
3, which
Yeah.
is The
Yeah,
Last of
Last
Us.
of Us.
Of course,
So
lazy bastard.
yeah, so since then they made Uncharted 4 and The Last of Us 2.
Dude, imagine being that lazy, bro, that you can't make a new idea.
But I don't
I
think that's even the case.
yeah,
That's
it's
Sony.
that
That's
money.
Sony.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
they
I think
did
that's
make
just
factions
normal, though. I
too.
mean, I wouldn't.
Well,
Like,
Factions
343
not
hasn't come up
even,
with a
bro.
new
That shit's
franchise either,
dead.
right?
Well, but
True.
their whole
Coalition
purpose is
hasn't.
that franchise. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
That's fair. That's fair. But
Yeah. That's not. They're not looking at it any different way. They want to make that game, but Naughty Dog does it. You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear. They make those games because Sony says, "Hey, we need another one," right? But then Naughty Dog fights enough, and then now Uncharted is on the side, and now they're focused on Last of Us. But Neil Druckmann already said his time is up. His daughter only has a couple more years. I don't know
Of
what you
life?
guys hear.
Not to
What's that?
live.
Oh yeah. To be a daughter that cares
Yeah,
about
to
him.
be,
Yes,
yeah.
like, she's 13.
Yeah. So, but like his daughter only has a few more years that she's gonna give a crap about him. You know what that is telling you? He
She
is
hates
gonna
him for
leave
releasing The
before.
Last of Us Part 2 remastered.
Well, he's gonna be gone before whatever their next game is, or if they're finishing up something small, he won't be there at the finish line of the next one. So, what is Naughty Dog gonna become? Because
The way
everybody
it
who made
sounded
Naughty
like
Dog,
from me is he's ready to transition careers
yeah,
into
he's done.
something else. And the way that he kind of been moving a little bit lately, I think he wants to be Mr. Movie Man. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I ain't knocking him for that. I mean, hey, if that's where you get, if that's where you
Nothing to
get
knock
your
him.
biscuit buttered, brother, go get it. But like,
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't see him. I see Naughty Dog like definitely taking some drastic steps from what they've been doing or what they've been trying to maintain, because it's clearly not the same pocketbook or expecting like money wise to get from Sony to make some big possibility that could be good or bad. Like I don't think they really want to test the waters too much, especially seeing that not a lot of people are buying too much of the IPs that they are like throwing a ton of money at. So I'm really interested to see like just how Naughty Dog maintains from now to the next generation strictly, just between this portion of time.
I honestly think Naughty Dog is gonna become the next Ben Studio. They'll make things, but it's never gonna be the same. Ben Studio had their time in the past when they were big, right? Aside from Filter, they made big things like that. Now they're just not, right? And I think Naughty Dog's gonna be in that same place. Unfortunately, they lost Amy Henning and everything she contributed. Then lucky for them, they had Neil Druckmann and that other guy that nobody even remembers his name, who created The Last of Us with Neil Druckmann.
Mhm.
And then somehow by the end of that game, going into part 2, Neil Druckmann snubbed him out. He's not even in the credits of the show. Like it's crazy. They just deleted that dude. And if Neil leaves, who's next? Who have you ever heard of at Naughty Dog outside of Neil Druckmann now?
Other than the creators?
No.
They're
He's the
gone. All
whole
the creators
studio.
are gone. Yeah, that's it. It's what they are. Let me get John TJ in this bitch. My homie. Thank you, brother, for being here. Thank you so much for that $2 super chat. Says, I bet you $50 they buy Take-Two and WB. I'm telling you guys, Satya said
TJ always out of pocket.
they were doubling down. They bought the most expensive studio or publisher that existed. There's no one that costs more money than Activision Blizzard King. And
outside of potentially Tencent, maybe.
Well, Tencent, they're not like,
maybe.
Let's be real. Nobody looks at Tencent as, oh man, Tencent has these games. Well, you can't buy them, but they don't make anything that's relevant to consoles.
Yeah, they're like, didn't they make like PUBG Mobile, and that's like, I don't know.
Yeah, but that's more like for hire, right? That's not.
They own Riot.
Yeah, but
they
that's
own a
afterwards.
good chunk of Ubisoft.
All afterwards.
They own quite a bit of a lot of different studios.
Yeah,
and
they're
publishers.
huge. They're huge.
I think they own part of From as well. I think they bought a chunk of From.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Larger percentage.
Yeah, they own a lot of.
They own more From than Sony
From
does.
Software, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you
Elden
said
Ring
Prom.
Software.
I was like,
no, From
what's
Software, the Elden
Prom?
Ring
What are you
developer.
talking about?
Prom date.
Yeah, they own a lot of different things. John TJ,
Radiant, a bunch of different things.
Yeah, for sure. So, John, I agree with you. I think that they're going to own Take-Two. I think that they'll own WB. Again, when you look at all the money that Satya said, and then he's doubling down, I think we're going to be a lot of shakeups over time. They're going to go through way easier than Activision Blizzard did because they're not even going to joke
much
about
smaller.
it. They're going to, they're much smaller. They're literally going to say, hey, all these games are coming everywhere. There's not even a discussion here. We don't care.
Take that.
Did somebody just say take that like P. Diddy? Yeah, I heard that. I heard it.
No,
P. Diddy everywhere now. Jonas the dad, man. Thank you, brother, for being here. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Says heard it here first. PlayStation exclusive mustard chief visor. Oh my god. And that, first of all, that was just horrible to say. That just breaks my heart.
That's just mean.
I don't even want to. I can't even keep going.
Funny.
Jonas, you see that?
JD Gamer.
Homie, JD Gamer.
Thank you so much. Congratulations again.
Yes, congratulations on your
engagement.
Awesome. I was about to say, what's the word that you call yourself when you ask somebody to marry you? I don't know why I lost engagement.
I figure that's where you were when you took that pause.
I appreciate that. But thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you so much, man, for that $10 super chat. It says Xbox Nitro. Powerful handhelds with great battery life that docks with your TV, but not like the Switch. The dock is an additional CPU GPU combo that combined with the handheld gives you the console. Yeah, I mean, I fully expect that.
That sounds like it's sold separately. Oh shit.
No. I think they're going to make sure that they're going to build out for the total Xbox experience, right? And then when you take it off, the power reduction is literally just for resolution, right? So you're going to drop to 1440 or 1080, whichever route they go. And then that's it. And then you put it back in, and then it gives you everything you need to pop right back up. But it's going to be a whole new world, man. It's going to be a whole new world. JD, you're on point, bro. And back to back with that $2 super chat.
I knew it had to be coming. I was like, he forgot.
By the way, Pathetic Pork Begging Ponies got no games.
There it is.
You already know.
And now you can add, we got them all. You know what I'm saying? Like, just add that to the end because that's just what's happening. The homie J-Mac, I think you forgot your message, my brother, but thank you for being here, homie. And thank you for being a member for 3 months. Just let us know and we'll read something that you write. The homie Mescalito, thank you, my brother, again for being here. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Says, would this even require new hardware? Or could Microsoft do this with an update to the Series X? It's already basically a PC. Sorry for the douchey profile pic. Listen, Mescalito, first of all, it's not douchey. You're fine. All right. If you work that hard, rock it. But yes, I was gonna ask this, and then somebody said something, and then I completely forgot. But yes, my question, and it's your question too. So we're joining partners here, not that they signify anything. Not like that.
Drop the motion,
okay?
see.
Not like that. I just got to put my hands down. I don't know why I keep doing it. Not like that, but 100%. Okay. I feel like they're smart enough to go ahead and create an emulation layer or something like that that will allow this to take place. Do any of you think that that's possible, or are me and Mescalito smoking that pony powder? Yes.
Shall I? All right. So here we go.
We can start with.
All right.
Man, it was like we were holding Hargy back. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I was like, go.
Unleash the beast.
Unleash the beast. Yeah, right. So to that point, look, I don't know when this thing comes out, right? So first we have the first thing that you actually asked was, am I crazy in thinking that these PlayStation games are going to come to Xbox? Well, the answer is they will. So the ones that are there, they're probably just going to work, and the potential for them to block is there. However, I will just point out that right now it's Hiroki Totoki, the money dude, running the show. And the last time they had to do an EA renewal, the CEO of Sony and the CEO of Microsoft were talking about some cloud gaming thing that they were going to use from Microsoft. Why? Because they wanted a discount. So if Microsoft comes up and says, yeah, I don't want you to block access on our systems for your games because, gee, you want money on our systems, and we'll cut you 10% off of your EA. Do you think Hiroki Totoki says, no, I'm a console warrior and I will not do that? No. Yeah, he said, where do I sign? Because that's a lot of money for them just to save on the stupid licenses they have to pay for Microsoft, right? Because they still have an EA. They definitely use Windows everywhere in their company, and there are a lot of people. That's a lot of money to just write into Microsoft, right? They get like a little discount there just for taking that on. Plus, they just get money from getting sales. What the heck's the problem, right? So what do they lose? They lose the two like console warriors that are going to get pissed off and say, I'm not going to buy your games, because the rest of them are still going to buy their games. They're not going to stop, are they? Are they really going to stop? The ones that actually bother to buy games, are they really going to stop? They're going to buy the game anyway. So what the hell difference does it make? Nothing. It's not going to make a difference, right? So they're going to look at the money and say, yes, please. Where do I sign? So I don't think that is really going to end up being a problem, right? Can they do it? Yes, they can. Will they do it? Probably not. So as far as those games coming over to this thing, yes. Now, I did point out that this whole thing was the way I was expecting it to go, which is just bloody make it Windows, right? And it already is Windows. Just take away that last barrier, which is when you make a game, you don't have to make it for Xbox. You just make it for Windows, and you say, I want to put it in the Microsoft store. And then the other cool thing would be is if they could port over the Steam store or any other store and say, those games are now yours as well on your console. The console itself would still be bespoke. It's still a bespoke piece of hardware. It's still got all its performance characteristics. You just don't care anymore. Why do they need to tell Steam what the device is? Because that way Steam can say, okay, this is the performance profile, right? So and that's kind of the reason why you'd want to have those kind of things there, right? So they're still going to have that. It's going to be there. It doesn't matter. It's fine. But let's say there's 20 million of these things out there. There's no other PC that can say that. No other PC can say that there's 20 million of this unique profile, right? So it kind of actually is beneficial to the PC, development process to say, well, there's this unique profile. Maybe I should like tune it a little bit to that, right? Just say by default, it'll be mid, high, low, and generally it'll be, either uncapped or 60 FPS, something like that, right? But you can tweak it if you want, have fun, right? But we'll have a default that it just works, right? It kind of just works, takes advantage of your box, right? Just because, hey, there's like 20 million of these out there. Like, why not do that then, right? Just like they do with Steam Deck, right? Steam Deck, there's not that many of them out there. There's like 3, 4, 5 million of them. But they still like go and tweak and say, hey, why not? Let's see if we can make a tweak and work on that, right? We'll give you a Steam Deck profile for it. And that's running on Linux on Proton, right? So it's even more, interesting. This is just generic Windows, right? So it's just basically will preset the settings for you to something that will pretty much use the box, right? Cool. The things you have to look for is, what does this look like? If I have Steam plugged in, does that mean Steam is installing the game, or is it an entitlement? My Steam library shows up, and as long as it's on the Microsoft side, it just lets you install it. That's one option. The other option is you say, fine, I'll just let you install what you have from Steam. We'll work with Steam to make sure it's encapsulated the same way, that it looks like a simple Xboxy install and uninstall process, right? It's not this weird, the whole bunch of files that get installed. Steam's pretty good about it, but that kind of defeats the whole mod thing, which I don't think they're going to allow if it's a bespoke piece of hardware. I think they're going to lock it down. I think the point of that is so that you can't cheat, right? So they will lock it down. And if you're an Xbox certified device, it's going to feel like an Xbox. Though it will have very high PC similarity, it's not going to be a PC. You're not going to boot up into desktop mode. You're not going to see Windows Explorer. You're not going to, it's not going to be there. You're not going to be able to muck with the files. It's going to be locked down. But they will give you a mode where it will look like a hybrid, where you built your own PC. Sure, bring up the Xbox app. It'll bring up whatever it can in a nice little Xbox interface. Updates are on you, though, because you're still going to have your whatever hardware you bought, right? So you have to deal with your firmware. You have to deal with your drivers. That's your headache, right? But if you get the bespoke hardware, which is what I was getting at, right? I'm taking care of everything then, right? Xbox is taking care of the whole thing. And it has the same update process. You have a nice little progress bar. It does everything in the background. And you don't see any dialogue boxes popping up or anything weird. It just looks like an Xbox. But it's PC, right? So that's kind of what this thing should potentially look like. Would this happen this gen? I don't think so. Now, does that mean they couldn't be a portable device coming out this year? Sure, there could. Absolutely. It will just be like a Series S, and it will act like a Series S, right? That they could absolutely do. It's the next gen where this whole thing comes together, because they have to work out how to make this all work and change the target for games to say from now on, when you're making an Xbox, for Xbox Series X2, when you're making a game, it will now just be target Windows. It's fine, just target Windows. And when you're checking that Steam store, there's a store underneath it called Microsoft Store, and you're done. That's it. That's all you have to do. Compile, and you're done. You're good, right? Just ship it. You're done, right? So it's now an Xbox game. It's a Windows game. It doesn't matter, right? Now, what are the cool things that come with this? The Xbox today does things that Windows does not. Things like quick resume, right? There's features that Xbox has that they want to port over, but they haven't yet. Once this happens, that's what happens. When you're in the Xbox store, when you're in the Xbox app, you're getting all those features on Windows, right? So now there's a whole slew of reasons for developers to say, well, why shouldn't I put it there? These are kind of cool features. Why don't I have it there? It's just a checkbox. It's going to handle like every one of my achievements just happens to latch onto the Microsoft version instead of the Steam version. Okay, but I'm still getting it on Steam. Microsoft's not going to stop me from putting it on Steam. Sony would do that, but Microsoft's not going to stop me from putting it on Steam. So what's the downside, right? I just put it on both stores at the same time, and now it's available on PC. It's available on Xbox, but Xbox is just PC, right? It doesn't matter. So this is kind of the future that they're kind of looking at and saying, well, why not, right? So these are the barriers I was looking at. I'm like, why wouldn't you just take that barrier away, make it Windows, eliminate the problem, but still have your bespoke hardware? As to what the hardware mix could look like, we're still thinking we're locked down to one type of device. We're not. At this point, you could just say, I'm going to work with Asus and make a ROG Ally 2 that's 4 times as powerful. Cool. It has these other nice features that the others don't have. Cool. Why not? I'm still going to make it an Xbox, though. I'm going to certify it. It boots up Xbox. It's locked down. It's an Xbox, right? So when you come up in that thing, it just feels like an Xbox. You get your full back compat, everything. It's still all the Windows library. I'll get to the whole how you get to Steam thing in a second. But then the same thing could happen with, say, Alienware. You say, hey, you know what? I want to build a 4090 based PC that is a small console-like device. Build me one, and let's see what we can do, right? Might cost you $2,000, $3,000. Are there people like me that'll buy it? People like you, see, would you buy it?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Instantly.
Right?
I know I would.
It won't be for everybody, right? But there might be enough enthusiasts out there that say, yeah, I'd buy a box that basically runs every freaking game that comes out with path tracing and everything at full freaking power. And it has, instead of FSR, it might use DLSS. Who cares? The game has a toggle. You just turn it on. That's it, right? Fine. Right? That's all you have to deal with. So why wouldn't you look for that, right? So at that point, they can partner with anybody to change the hardware. They'll have theirs. They'll have their bespoke hardware. And there'll probably be a bunch of people who buy it because it'll be cheap, right? They'll subsidize it. Alienware isn't going to do that, right? Or if Asus is making something, they're not going to do that. So you would have to pay full price, right? You'd have to pay the profit for that device. But there are going to be people who will, right? The cool thing with that is you get, hey, the Lenovo Legion Go, I think that's their device, right? They had, okay, like you can take one of these Joy-Cons off of it and that becomes like a mouse as well. It's like, this is cool, right? This is just innovative, weird things that people come up with. It's like, cool. Microsoft doesn't have to invent everything. Let partners do that. This is the world they live in anyway, with all the Windows PCs out there, right? It's like, good, cool. Let them innovate. We'll have our device. We'll let you use our stuff on your device. Just like Surface, we have our device, but Dell can make a computer. HP, we don't care. Anybody can make one. No problem. We'll give you our software partner. No problem.
Yo, right? Hargeet, I was literally about to say that I was literally going to say it's the exact same thing as the Surface. Microsoft went from gateway computers, right, to being like, you know what, let's dial it back. Everybody else is spending way more money on this type of hardware. Let's just put our software onto there. And you know what? Let's make something that's easy and on the go for everybody to run with. What the Surface Pro ended up being.
Yep.
And that thing you can get a mad powerful Surface Pro.
Yep. Right. And again, it's up to whatever Microsoft wants to do as a mix, right? So now the cool part is, okay, once you go to PC, you don't need to pay for online anymore because that's what people expect, right? So this whole mix of Game Pass has to change. Right? The cheapest version of Game Pass is $10 on PC. It's got EA included, right? What would be the incentive to have Ultimate if you don't need to have online? Well, that could be your gateway to have all these other stores. Remember, they still have to pay money to go back and forth, right? That would be the money, right? So you say you pay for Ultimate, you get access to your Steam, to Epic, to everything. Boom, right? You get access to your entire library. Just like for GeForce Now, hey, you pay in, you get access to whatever you've already gotten. You already paid for it, you own it, fine, but you need access, right? So cool. This is your way to access your library from any other store on your console. Would people pay it? I don't know, right? And we'll see if the prices change or whatever.
Wouldn't that make people kind of pissy if you have like the box that's capable of running Steam, but I can only run Steam if I pay for the Ultimate?
It may be. It may be very annoying to some people. It may not be. It just depends. We'll have to see, right? So we'll see what they do with that, because Ultimate is something they want you to still pay for, right? What's the value of it?
I feel like the problem is that the dollar amount of that box is going to be inherently higher. So if you're asking people to pay for, $700 for a box,
I don't think it will be. I don't think it will be.
No,
I think they're still going to play the same game as far as their bespoke hardware. They're still going to make it as reasonable as possible, and then partners will make other devices, and they will be more expensive. That's fine, but I think they're still going to make it reasonable. So you should still look at that $400, $500, $600, target for these devices. I wouldn't expect them to be like $800, $700. I think that's going to be too high.
It's all about access.
I feel like that
for the most part, it's like, how many people can we get here to kind of steal the thunder away from everybody else?
Yep.
Like Hargeet said earlier, it's like, if you guys are like, stop looking at it like this and take a couple steps back and just look at what the fuck is going on.
The big picture.
It is kind of scary for folks that are trying to get in to the space or trying to survive the space that they've dominated for so long.
Yep. And what if Ultimate just, by the way, becomes family? Right. And that gives you the full access to all of it. Right. They'll have to play these games, though, because that's one thing that's going to change. Right. You can't, nobody's going to pay for online on PC. That's not going to happen. So they have to figure that out. Right. So if they're going to merge these worlds, that's going to be the first thing they have to figure out. How are you going to deal with that? Right. So, because that's going to be a revenue stream difference that they have to work through. Right. So what does that mean going forward? Does it mean, hey, you know what? We're going to include Ubisoft Plus. Cool, right? That would be kind of useful, right? So, and Ubisoft Plus
still got
day and date everything on PC.
Too.
What was that?
You still got cloud in there.
Yep, that's another feature, but you are paying like the extra $5-ish for gold, which is now core, whatever. That would there be enough value? Would you pay for that if you're not going to use cloud? If you say GeForce Now is the way I want to use cloud, and because again, it's just PC, right? And all their games are there. So you can choose GeForce Now, which is a better cloud service, and say, I'm not going to pay the extra for this. Why would I do that when I can go get GeForce Now, right?
You're not going to get new customers with the same advertisement.
Yep.
Yeah, and also GeForce Now is like $18 a month.
Yep.
for the 4080. So
that reallocation that Hargate's talking about is mad important, though.
It is. That's something they're gonna have to work through, right? So, but either way, just think of the world changing quite a bit, and then in the future, what are generations gonna look like? Who knows? It doesn't matter at that point, right? Because even if Xbox doesn't put bespoke hardware out there, their partners will continue to give you something cool. It's just a PC at this point. It's essentially embedded Windows that just runs a game mode, right? It's kind of like what the Dreamcast was. They had Windows CE rehashed to make it the OS for Dreamcast, right? It's literally what they're going to do here and say, we can partner with anybody. We don't care. Partner with anybody. Heck, if PlayStation came over and said, we want to use the same OS, sure, why not? But that's their thing. Now, on to PlayStation and why this really sucks for them.
Real quick before you do that, let me get my homie JD Gamer in here.
JD
my brother.
Gamer,
Thank
you
you,
so
bro. I
much.
appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Says Microsoft doesn't want to subsidize the hardware anymore, and that extra $5 access fee could be used as a subsidy, but that's just one way to do it.
Yeah, there's plenty of ways. Absolutely.
Yeah,
and they're gonna have to work that out.
Absolutely, bro. Thank you, man.
But so PlayStation, yes, it's a PC, right? But it's a PC running Linux and it uses Vulkan, not DirectX. This is a little bit of a headache in that when you make a game, you do have to now make it for Vulkan, for PlayStation, because it's a different platform. When you make it for Windows, you're essentially using the same development kit that does Windows and Xbox. It's just supposed to be a checkbox, but with a console, you do have to do a lot more tuning, especially to meet the Series S requirements, right? So that's where it becomes a little bit more of a headache. If that goes away, on the Microsoft side, it really just becomes the game has to know what performance target to hit on your box, but every game would essentially run. You could cut everything back to low, and it'll just run, right? It doesn't really matter. It'll just run. On the PlayStation side, everything is locked to a specific piece of hardware, right? So if you look at like the PS4 to the PS4 Pro, there's a specific scale for the CPU and the GPU. That's how they do that, right? And then when you go to the PS5, it was a doubling, right? That was how they did that. And then the PS5 Pro, it's a scale from there. They basically base it on hardware, and then they turn off parts of the hardware when you go to back compat. Right, so if you're running a PS4 game, it just turns off parts of that system. It doesn't run it the way Microsoft does, which is just we do a VM layer, and then we can do a restriction if we want to, but we don't have to. This is why they give you extra, higher resolutions, extra frame rates, right? They're just saying, well, the hardware's there. We can just fake it out and give you 60 FPS on a game that was only intended to run at 30 and boost it, right? So they do all that at software layer because they're doing it all in software. They're not doing it at hardware. That's a bit of a headache for PlayStation if they ever wanted to go down this path. But to your point, CMoney, they don't have anything. They don't have a Windows to bank on. This is the Microsoft superpower. They have that, and that is the platform that most PC gamers use.
You gotta play ball, baby.
So it's going to be a very interesting switch.
Steam can say, you know what, Microsoft, we don't want to have Steam on Windows. We're just going to be on Linux only. So if you guys want to play your Steam games, come over here to Linux. You know what's going to happen? Not a goddamn person.
Nobody's going to Linux to play the
Nobody.
They tried that. They've tried that.
Yeah. They did it with the Steam box.
It just didn't happen.
And that's the point, right? At the end of the day, no matter how big these outside players are, they're never bigger than Microsoft.
That's the headache they're running into here.
This is the factual situation. Now, Hargi, I do want to bring up, because some people are bringing up some good points. And if I think about it, it kind of just kind of running back to an idea you said about Ultimate being the way that they can play Steam, right? Like your Steam games.
Doesn't have to be that way. I'm just trying to figure out for them, what would it look like?
Just kind of harkening back to what you said that PC players will never pay to play online. Well, that also runs into that same situation, right? Why would I pay a monthly fee to access my games when I could just buy a PC and never have to worry about that, right?
Yeah, the consistency, right? So to a point, that's right? But let's say it was $10 to $12. Would you pay it? Let's say I said it was 16, whatever, $16.99. Is it $17 today, right? But it includes EA Play Pro and Ubisoft Pro or Plus. right? So now you're getting all those games day and date, along with Activision, along with Blizzard, along with Bethesda, along with Xbox Game Studios. Is that worth it to you, right? Plus, you can plug in all your Steam library, your Epic library, right? So they're going to have to play that game to figure out what makes sense to keep that revenue stream, because that part of it is going to not make sense. Because look, ultimately, pun intended, you would just fall back to the $10 version of PC Game Pass. Why wouldn't you, right? Because that gives you everything you need. It gives you the EA access. It gives you all their games day and date. Why else do you need Game Pass, right? What do you need beyond that from Ultimate? Oh, cloud. How many people actually want to pay for cloud? We don't know, because they've never had it separate, right? It's always been Ultimate is the way to get gold, which you wanted to get for online play, plus Game Pass. That's the reason people went for it, right? Cloud was just a nice ancillary benefit that was there. The other cool thing you got with Ultimate was you got it on PC and on Xbox. I don't know what percentage actually do that, right? But this is just something that's going to be something they have to tackle. If they're going to make it PC, then you're going to fall back to the $10 tier, because it doesn't make sense to pay $17 whatever if you're not getting anything for it. They'll have to figure that piece out, right? So, but anyway, so there's a lot of cool things that are coming with this, but we will see how they play it out. I still think there might be a handheld that comes this year, and then in 2 years they're going to jump into what this next gen thing will be. And that could be handheld plus that device. It could be that device just is a handheld, and it just goes with you and comes back in docks. And it's the same box, so it doesn't have two SKUs. It's the same freaking thing. And that device just happens to go with you, run on battery for 2 hours, and then comes back, and it's a docked, full console that runs everything natively, right? So, but this is where third parties come in, and they can do so much more, right? So we have a lot of potential here, but we will see where they take it. Now, this is all speculation, right? So don't take it as sacrosanct that any of this is going to happen. Heck, they may drop the whole thing. We don't know, right? I doubt it, though. I think Phil's kind of on this kick now, right? So I think we're okay there. This, by the way, is why I was saying, if you wanted to do the third-party thing, this is how you get rid of the whole problem. You can go full third party. It just doesn't matter anymore, because guess what? You're still going to want to be on Xbox. Why? Because you're still going to get a PC. And that PC just happens to be an Xbox. Whether you're doing productivity on it or not, you just happen to have an Xbox. And then you're going to sit there and say, well, I could just buy this game for $5. It's right here. And I could just, oh my gosh, why didn't I just buy it here? This is what's going to happen. Because look, Sony, as we all said, Sony wants money. So they're not going to have the same level of sales. But I've pre-ordered games at like absolute minimum cost. $42 is the minimum, bare minimum, and that nobody gets anything outside of that except for the publisher, right? That's what you can absolutely get brand new games at that cost. Does that happen often on consoles? It's almost never. So this is what you're going to get, and you have multiple stores that you're going to be able to go to, whether it's Epic. Plus, there's free games all the time. Epic gives you free games every month. So does Amazon, right? And you just get all these games from everybody. It's like, why wouldn't you just take advantage of that? That's where things are going to get very interesting. So we'll see if this whole third-party thing is really going to be a problem for them. But this was my solution to it, was to say, eliminate the problem. You don't have to worry about games. The major headache was people would not put games on your console because you wouldn't sell enough consoles. Well, PC is PC. PC is PC. You're going to have enough freaking PC to target. So people are always going to put their games on PC. So you're done at that point. You're done. Go ahead, put your games on PlayStation. Put your games on Nintendo. No problem. Those platforms will be the limitation, not the other way around.
I still see them doing it the same way, keeping their exclusives that are their major exclusives. Because at the end of the day, at that point, what does it even matter? Right? Like no one, just like you said, right? No one's gonna want to go buy it over there anyway. Like if you're even halfway interested, you're gonna come and be on Xbox, right? So why even bother allowing the few stragglers who will stay on PlayStation because they get to access these Xbox games? Why?
And I'll tell you why, though. I'll tell you why. The reason is simple. If they want to buy more, right? If they want to buy more publishers, more developers, they're going to need to play ball. They're going to have to make sure these guys don't go away.
Do that with the new purchases, right? So, like, if you buy Take-Two, you already know you buy Take-Two, NBA 2K, and Grand Theft are are staying, right? So like that doesn't matter. And if they make anything else, sure, you could keep that exclusive, but they don't. Those are irrelevant, right? Because they don't even exist yet, right? Outside of NBA and Grand Theft, I really don't know what else is over there that matters in a big way. Nothing, right? So like, as long as you say, hey guys, don't worry about this. What do you need in writing? Contract, 10 years, 20 years? What do you want us to say? Grand Theft Auto and NBA 2K will always be everywhere. Great, right? Done deal.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's nothing really stopping them, and I think that every purchase they make, they'll have at least one game that's staying multi-platform.
There is a problem if the console sales numbers go down too far, right? So if PlayStation only sells 30 million of the next of if PS6 comes out, this is a big problem now. If PS6 comes out and it only sells 34, 35 million consoles because everybody switched to PC because it's convenient. And now you're looking at not just, hey, Xbox puts out hardware. It's all these partners are putting out Xbox hardware and they're going to advertise their stuff, right? Best Buy and Asus came together to advertise the ROG Ally. It's not Xbox doing it. Like consumer retail, that stuff, people know how to advertise, right? They know how to market. So that's what's going to happen, right? And every territory, every region, they're going to have their own little devices and say, well, I have an Xbox device, PC device that runs all your games, everything, right? And they're going to advertise it with all those Xbox games, including Call of Duty.
That solves their problem for being abroad as well. All those countries,
it eliminates the problem altogether.
They don't need to go into any of those countries. The country has people who manufacture over there. They manufacture a handheld that throws an Xbox in there, and you're good to go. But real quick,
PC does well in Asia.
I skipped him, so we'll get right back to the idea. But I don't know how I didn't read this. But the homie Sir X-Men, man, thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you so much for said, look, it's Iron Lord Ham Solo. He's a superstar now. Cam, how did it feel? Let me get my microphone. I'm ready. How did it feel when you went ahead and you woke up in Iron Lord on, was it Thursday? Thursday? Yeah.
Why
How did it
the
feel?
cup in front of you like that? That's supposed to be a microphone?
Yes. Yes.
By the way, you see how he's talking, but the mic is on the other side.
Yeah, I'm holding the mic. Listen, I'm a professional now. I did a lot of interviews. Okay, you hold the mic on this side. All right. Shout out to Karim.
Yes,
who's the one who told us about the ones to get, which worked out.
Karim. That was awesome.
For that one interview that we fucked up royally, but that wasn't your fault. That was a sad
overlook.
Yeah. But outside of that, it was phenomenal. So thank you, Karim.
Yes,
you got it. No problem.
Yeah. Thanks, brother. So yeah, Ham. So how does it feel? How does it feel? Did you were part of the gang?
Oh, I mean, it was dope. Running with everybody. I mean, I kind of ran solo. I mean, that is kind of my name, though. That's part of my name. I mean, I was running around doing things all over the place for the most part on my own. But I mean, I was happy to represent them and, be able to give them a good light, be able to, provide, the little, gear that they had me wear and whatnot. Like when I'd walk up to people and stuff like that, some folks knew me and they're like, oh, Cog or, King or Addict or some of the other people. And then some people that didn't know, I mean, it was like a nice promotion,
Yep.
for me to be able to push their product and whatnot. But I mean, it was a blast being able to kick it with them. I ended up going to the bar with King and Lemon and whatnot. It was wild. It was just a wild weekend. A lot of just
he had a blast. We saw him. He was on the floor. He was rocking a cape. I got one of those capes too. You were just full of joy.
You were living the Vida Loca. Yeah.
Oh, I was gone. I was gone. I was so excited and happy. And I remember I took you guys over to the Big Boy Boxing.
Yes,
area, right?
And you were rocking. Yes.
Yeah. I know. I ended up getting bro's email and Twitter and everything like that. I ended up calling him over by first name. Yo, Ivan, get over here.
Yes.
Check out my boy CMoney and Doodle. So it felt like just a convention full of family that you ain't seen in years.
Absolutely.
Or ever.
Fact.
Even though I'd never seen any of y'all I ain't seen none of y'all motherfuckers before. But
it's crazy because you see people, right? Like we see each other, we talk to each other. It's so cool, but it's really different when you like walk into a room and the other person's there. You know what I'm saying? And you can shake their hand. You know what I'm saying? And like look at somebody for real. Because you'd be looking all fucked up over here. You don't know where you're looking. Like, are you looking at me? Like you're looking on the side. See,
Yes,
so
but
I
I
feel
look
like you're
this
not looking at
way
me. You know what I'm
because
saying?
whoever's on this side, they're over here, and it's just like
So it's really dope, man. That was
it was so cool.
a really good time. A really good time.
Yeah, it
Indeed.
was
By the way,
easily it was the best experience going to meet up with a bunch of motherfuckers I never met. That I'll ever have. And I hope to repeat that again.
Yes. Well, we're locked in now.
Yes.
Now before we move on, we do have the homie Karim Jovian, who does need to bounce, but we do appreciate you coming. Why don't Karim, before you go, just let everybody know, where to follow you, your links. We have your information in the description, but let people know what you're working on, what you got going on, where to follow you, all that fun stuff.
Thank you so much for having me. So my name is Karim Jovian. I'm Karim Jovian on all platforms. Currently, right now, I'm just taking it easy. It's Ramadan, so I'm getting through my backlog of games. Finally playing through Kingdom Hearts. That's a game I've been wanting to play for years, and I finally finished
the original.
Yeah, the original. Yeah, the one that they released it on Xbox, so it's really awesome to be playing that on Xbox.
Cool.
I got the whole entire digital.
Good luck playing all of that. My God, there's a lot of it, and
yeah,
it's taking a long time.
Yep. I'm getting through it. I just finished the first one. Finished Rechain Memories, and then 3582. Luckily, that was like a movie.
Wow.
So now I'm going to be jumping into Kingdom Hearts 2, and I'll be making a video about it because the experience is amazing. It's I'm hoping for Kingdom Hearts 4 to be on the Xbox also. Amazing
That's
stuff.
cool.
I'm glad to.
I mean, I'm sure it will. I beat Kingdom Hearts 3. I started 1. I never finished it. Honest to God, gun to my head, I couldn't tell you what was going on in Kingdom Hearts 3, but I did like it. It was good. Oh,
Yeah, it's a magical game, but once you like start playing it in order, like I'm doing, it makes a lot of sense. The game is really deep, man. It deals with a lot of like some intense stuff. Like I'm really surprised, but it's cool. It's cool.
All right, that's cool.
Thank you guys for having me, and
Thank you for being here, Karim. Always a pleasure.
Yes, absolutely.
So happy to have you back. It's been a minute. It's been too long.
Yeah,
you guys keep killing it. Keep doing your thing. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
And before we move on, because I don't know if you guys get the same type of like situation going on, but this comment just I've seen them before. So like wake up Doodle, or like when someone else is talking and I'm listening as you all are as well, I get called out for listening. Like, wake up, Doodle. What's wrong with Doodle? I don't know if Craigie, when he's not talking, he hears comments like that, or Fuzzy, or anybody else. I don't think it's said in a certain way, but when you hear me saying it back,
I think it's more of wanting.
Maybe it comes off a certain way.
I think it's more about wanting to hear you say.
I appreciate that.
Everybody's looking for you to speak.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? That's all. Everybody wants to hear you.
Man, I see what Doodle's doing though. We trying to be respectful. Like sometimes I'll go a whole 20 minutes without saying nothing. It ain't that I don't got nothing to say. It's just like,
yes.
I mean, how many times I have to try to cut off hard just to get a couple words? And like I ain't trying to do that every 5 minutes.
I still interject here and there, and I'm like, I hold myself a lot. Trust me, I was way worse. And I'm like, no, I gotta let people talk.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Well, listen, I mean, we're gonna be wrapping up the show real soon. We got to get everybody out of here.
Oh, happy Wednesday, Timmy.
And we do appreciate you all being here. But real quick, I do, because we've danced around it a little bit. But I do just kind of, and it's not like a big thing, but we talked about the handheld. We know he had, in that interview, he did talk about the handheld, and he, was very specific about the idea that he wants to, have the same power profile, right? It sounds like he wants to just have one SKU. He has he wants it to open up like you're on your Xbox, right? He wants it to feel like it's on the Xbox. he also wanted to make sure that cloud saves worked and everything was just worked, right? So I mean, obviously, whatever the hell he releases, I'm going to be buying. But I mean, as far as you guys are concerned, and again, quick and brief as much as possible, so everybody can kind of get some bars on it off, and then so we could kind of move on and get everybody out. Where are you guys kind of sitting with the handheld? And again, you can kind of take it however you want. Just keep it as brief as you can. Boss Sean, you there, brother?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Well, let's start with you real quick. Again, brief, but still get your bars off on. What are you feeling on this handheld situation? Where you sit on it.
Okay. When I first heard about it, it sounded pretty exciting to me. I hope it's priced higher actually, because I want it to be powerful. I don't want it to be like a Switch type of thing. So I wouldn't mind if it's $600-700, whatever. I hope it is, because that'll mean it's powerful. So I'm looking forward to it happening. I think it's a great idea, and I hope it happens.
Awesome. Ham, where you at with it, brother?
I'm super excited for something like this because it would have cut what I brought 2 packs in half.
Packs.
So like, cause I brought Series S, I brought Little Man out there.
You guys, we saw it.
And I also brought my Steam Deck out there, which I was throwing that thing all over the place. And I mean, I love having my games with me to be able to play at any time. As you guys see, packs, especially like once your camera dies, you need something to do for a little bit. So being able to play the game, sit there and play a game for a little while, or chit chat with everybody, was pretty cool. It would have been nice to be able to play the games that I already, owned and purchased and had backlog for a little while and stuff like that. So I definitely want to see something like this, and I kind of agree with what Sean just got done saying. I wouldn't mind it being a little up there in the price as well, just for the fact that I wanted to have some sort of power and sustainability. I don't want it to be just like a year and a half later and this thing already feels super opposite, like it's been obsolete or something like that, or something, beat it super quickly and easily. Even though I'm sure there'll always be something out there more powerful. Because GPD for the win, you got Steam Deck, ROG Ally, Legion Go, you got all these different devices and whatnot. But I'd like to see them step in the ring and have their own thing, and I'd like to see them specifically have this at least a year prior than the new console to come out, if there is a new console to come out soon after, or something like that. Just for the fact that
the console is a handheld. Like, what if it is one as well? Like, what if they do that thing
the Switch
where they come out this year?
Well, if they do that, then this is null and void. What I'm going to say, but what I ideally want is I just want Xbox to figure out marketing, get it together, and come out with this product. And I want it to come out before it comes out with another console, so it has its time to shine. It has its time to sell, do its thing and whatnot, and get into the correct people's hands. And then when you say, yo, I have this actual home-based console that's coming out, and this is what will be implemented in said thing, they got time to put it into the thing instead of trying to rush and say, buy this and this, and we're working on getting this all together, and we're gonna like just like what they did with cloud gaming and stuff like that at the start of this generation, where they're like, we're gonna have it out by Christmas, and then they delayed it. You know what I mean? Yep. It's just like, I want them to come in, have this thing ready. I'm playing on it, and then prepare it for however it's going to intertwine with the next piece of hardware. If it even does. If it's standalone, I still want it to come out beforehand, just as I said before, because I want to see something shine without having these multiple, SKUs of different things and people being like, I don't know what to buy first, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what's up. No, I feel it, man. I agree. Let's get the Fuzzy Man.
Yes,
the Belvedere Fuzzy Man himself. What are you feeling about this, brother?
I think for me, I'm hoping it's under the $700 price point. Like, I mean, if it's a full on dockable with an upgrade for like the visuals and things like that, yeah, it could be 700. But I think with them going that route with a NPU or an AI chip, they could possibly help with the upscaling or almost like built-in DLSS, and they're already doing their own version of FSR built into Windows. I don't think it has to go quite as expensive. I think it could be right around the same price as a Steam Deck, and in the way offer more out of the box. Like the Steam Deck can do a lot of stuff. It's just that you have to go in there and fiddle with it. If they make it so this has the out of the box experience where it's just download the Steam app, download the Epic app, download the GOG app or something like that and go. I think this is a win. Like, I wasn't a mobile guy prior to the Steam Deck. And if they can make something that's, that will outperform a Steam Deck 2, which in all honesty, the Series S is already on that level. It's just the battery power or power consumption is the only thing that it's lacking on. Yeah, this is a win for me. But like 600, it's that perfect sweet spot. If they sell the dock separate, where the Steam Deck one was 80, you can get ones all day long on Amazon for 20. And they still work and hook to your TV with HDMI, and you still get the access to do a wired keyboard and mouse if you want to, if you don't want to do the wireless stuff for latency. But yeah, this is a golden opportunity for them to kind of change the game and get more people on board to just being able to play anywhere and play their Xbox games or whatever other stores available on Xbox's platform from there. I'm totally down for this. I want this like yesterday. So I'm hoping they drop it this holiday.
Same boat. That would be beautiful.
I want the pre-orders now.
Absolutely. Real quick, we got the homie Sir X-Men. Thank you, brother, for being here. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Says, I'm sorry, Doodle. I didn't mean anything bad.
I know you didn't. It's just a few things I've seen here and there, and it's always on me. And listen, doing this, I'm not looked at the same way, right? Female and male, they're not looked at the same way. All these guys, not that they could fall asleep on during the stream and it'll be funny, right? But I don't think it'll be received the same way if I did. But you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And
I don't think what Sir X-Man just said right there is crazy. I don't think that's crazy.
What?
What he just what's on the screen, bud?
This part right here.
Oh, right here.
I think that's a good idea.
Don't laugh. I want Xbox to take a SIM card. I mean, listen, you don't even need a SIM card. Maybe you got the eSIMs. Just put it in there. Let me have the choice. You know what I'm saying? Just electronic.
To be able to play that on the highway more easy, and actually be able to use my data without it being Wi-Fi to another device would be pretty nice.
Yeah,
I can't lie.
Or how about the current Xbox Series X hard drive card things, because they're real small. The ones that go in the back of the Xbox Series X. If you could put that in your handheld, that would be pretty good.
I could see them making
pretty wild.
I
mean, by that time, I'd actually hope that they just make an actual M.2 slot.
The problem is just heat dissipation. I don't know how you handle that. Those things get pretty hot. However, that's going to be a problem no matter what. The NVMe is going to be built into it too, so they're going to have to deal with that anyway. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting question as to how they handle that. I would expect them to have compatibility somehow, right? But
yeah, I agree 100%. It would. I think a lot of people would be upset if they couldn't use their expansion that they paid all that money for.
Especially very expensive. Ally.
Yeah, very expensive.
And that thing, then melt an SD card.
Oh yeah, facts. Agreed 100%. Web Dave, my brother, what are you feeling, man? Before we get you out of here, handheld, like it, love it, need it, want it?
Yes. We need it now. What the hell are you talking about? I'm with Doodle. It needs to be pre-orders need to go live in 3, 2, 1. Okay, cool. Let's all go. Yeah, that's what we need right now. And 1 terabyte SSD built in is good. That should be enough. If you have to do a little game management, that's fine. You may not have to have your entire library on the go, but if you can have enough headroom, you should be able to get at least 4 or 5 big games. Plus there's also all the complete back compat library that should be able to download right to your hard drive and play off that too. And those are a lot smaller. They won't eat up as much space. But man, yes, we need it. We need it now. We need it right now. Now. And now, sooner than now. I'm ready to go now. We need it now. And also, it could be, like Fuzzy was saying, all the wonderful advances they can do on the hardware, and and make it like, if it's, put it this way, I'd spend more money to get better quality, but if it came in at like at $599, I think that would be good. $600, $700. I mean, I don't think that's out of the realm. Get a good, get a good screen on there. There's always going to be something that people are like, oh, it's not this, not, but maybe one of the reasons why they're having the Surface team work with it is because they want to extend that battery life. So maybe we can get 3 hours out of it, and that would be fantastic. And that's where I'm at. Let's do it.
They just, what they need to do too is, I think we need to stop being afraid of options. Okay, it doesn't have to be one static package. Just give me the base handheld that has that shitty ass screen that nobody wants, and then give me the OLED version that I can upgrade to. Give me the 512 gigabyte, give me the 1 terabyte, give me the 2 terabyte.
Throw it all in.
But
Everything
you know what?
in the kitchen sink.
I was gonna say OLED though is a little bit more expensive, not much when it comes down to the overall cost of the system, but it actually powers less. In other words, you actually get longer battery life out of an OLED than you do an LCD.
Make some profit on me. I don't give a shit. Raise the price because it's OLED, jack it up, be like, all right, cool. Let me have the options. I'll be happy.
Like Nintendo did?
Yeah.
That's right. Let's
Absolutely.
do it.
Sell a bunch of those?
Talking about the SIM card or Wi-Fi only, right? Give me choices, bro. Just let me choose. That's all. Easy peasy.
Let me build it.
Oh, that would be the ultimate. Let's just go full Apple, baby. Let's do it. I'm ready.
That sounds
well.
like
I mean, we could go further than that, right? But anyways,
I mean, it's all possible. All right, and then last but certainly not least, Hargeet. What do you feel about the handheld?
Yeah, I mean, it would be awesome. I don't know if they're going to do one this year. I hope they do. I hope they come up with a current gen version. And I just want to point out things like this exist. This is the X-Real Air Pro 2. It's a pair of AR glasses that plug into your computer and basically take over the display. And now you have like a nice 100-inch display in front of your eyes, but you still see the world around you. It's pass through, right? So it's an AR, not VR. So you can still see the room. You can still see wherever you are. It doesn't matter. And then you can control how much of the world you see. It's a toggle. And, you can get a much bigger screen with one of these devices and play with your, Xbox controller. And that just happens to be the engine that goes with you, right? Just potentials, right? There's potential options here once you start playing around. Think about Design Labs, right? There's no reason why you couldn't Design Labs this sucker. So now you can have all sorts of custom fun stuff, right? So just potentials that they can, and like as we're thinking about the storage, this is where you would want to have as much storage as possible, right? So if you could have an option for a 2 or a 4 terabyte, maybe you pay $900 for that, $800 for that, whatever. But it might be worth it because it'll work within the confines of that box because you're taking it with you, right? So these are just minor things that in this kind of scenario, those variations are kind of cool and would sell, right? And this is where the Switch is so crazy, is that they come up with, hey, Mario's out or Zelda's out. We have a Zelda version. You can get the Zelda Switch, even though you have 10 of them at home. Why not buy another one? And people do.
And we buy it.
People do it. I'll do it. Sign me up. Sign me up. Guys, listen. I think that
Phil, though, I'm glad he waited until he saw what was missing from all the other handhelds. I do think that it needs to come correct, and I'm sure he's aware of that.
I think so too.
I'm glad.
Yeah. Man, would you like the Xbox handheld?
I think I'll easily take an Xbox handheld. That would be pretty badass.
Nah, jeez.
That's what's up. Well, listen, guys, that's a wrap. What a phenomenal show, man. Thank you guys so much for coming rocking with us during our end of March Gaming Block Party podcast, man. Thank you guys all so much. We appreciate each and every single one of you. Shout out to everybody in the chat who was rocking with us live. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to everybody who super chatted. Shout out to everyone who's a Patreon or a member, squad member, or elite member on our channel. Thank you all so very much. Just do super quick outros and we're gonna get everybody out. Boss Sean, where can everybody find you, follow you, do all the fun stuff?
What's up, homies? You guys can find me at Twitter at BonSeanX. And yeah, thanks for having me on the show. And thanks for the panel. This was my first time, and I appreciate everything. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Boss Sean, listen, appreciate you again. This being your first time, this was so dope. Thank you for coming. We got to have you back on a night shift that's, you know, more compact, a lot more talking that you could be doing. So definitely we'll get you in there with Hargeet. It'll be a good time. Boss Sean, appreciate you, my man. Hey, let everybody know, brother. Where you got going on?
Dinner right in front of me.
Let's go.
Let's go, bro. That was crazy.
I like that type. Where's the hand? Doodle. Can we get a hand that just delivers us food? Did you Amazon that shit right there? Like, how did that happen? You know what I'm saying? That just hand teleports.
that was something. But anyways, yeah.
Perfect timing.
That threw me completely off. Yeah, you guys. Thanks for having me on the show again, and also it was phenomenal being able to see you guys in person, shake hands, hug, all that good stuff.
Yes.
I definitely hope to do that again at another event somewhere in the future, or if not, at least go back and do that at the same place.
Absolutely.
But yeah, if you guys want to check me out, please definitely come through. I'm doing a little show on my own tomorrow, and then later on the evening, I also have Behind Them Sticks. That's going to be happening with special guest Link that I've never had on the channel before. Going to be talking to him about his history and whatnot. But tomorrow, I'm definitely be talking about some of the stuff that we were talking about here, and also just like, you know, the whole just pretty much going PC idea and how lucrative and insane it is at the same time. But check me out at TSWS Gaming. I put it a couple of times in the chat. I'm sure you guys have to like highlight it and put it back in there.
Why don't you store it over here? I'll put it in
or whatnot. But
can I? Where is the?
Yeah. But yeah, you guys can check me out. Follow me. Hit the subscribe over on TSWS Gaming. That's where I'm going to be dropping all of my content, including some of the stuff that happened over there at PAX in Boston this last week. Definitely got some interesting stuff coming through. Going to be having some developers that I've talked to with Dune Awakening and stuff like that coming on in the near future, including people like Ivan with the whole big boy boxing and stuff like that. I'm excited to have those brothers, those brothers and sisters on the show.
Yes,
that's awesome. That's awesome, man. That's very, very dope. Real quick, just got to get my homie No Sir in the building. Member for 1 month. Thank you, my brother, for being here, man. Appreciate you. Says, what if they have the option to order the handheld in Xbox Design Labs? Damn you, Hargeet. You took my idea. He ain't messing around. He ain't messing around, man. Thank you, brother. And Vic, the motherfucking click says, thank you. First of all, thank you for being here, brother. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Says, Doodle is the best part of this podcast. I get tired of listening to these guys. Every day is a big sausage fest with them. Pause. Wonder for life. Appreciate you, brother. All right, Hargeet, let's get you out of here, man. Tell us where we can find you, what you got going on. You're also, listen, you're basically Hargeet 2.0 at this point. Like you're everywhere and anywhere. Right? You know what I'm saying? I see you, my brother. So go ahead and let us know, man, what you got going on, man.
Well, we're both Fuzzy and I think are both going over to Boom's show in a minute. So check that out. Double Barrel Gaming is the channel. We'll be doing primetime gaming momentarily. And then next up will probably be, I think it'll just be Fonz's Games Talk Live. I'm a co-host on Games Talk Live on Fonz Gaming's channel. And yeah, and then I don't know what the next thing is. And I've been writing a book, so that's my what I've been doing for the
that's
awesome. It's a sci-fi book. So really? I'll continue to keep plugging away at that. I haven't played a game in a while, but I just keep writing my book. So so I'm hoping to get that done over the next month or so. Hopefully publish it pretty soon. But yeah,
make sure you base the
Look out for
character off of CMoney and Doodle.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
for
That's
sure.
I might put something in there. We'll see.
Just somebody who hates
And I need
mustard.
a
I'll look at it.
signed copy, please.
Facts.
That's
Fuzzy.
exciting. That's awesome.
Yes, absolutely. Fuzzy, let us out.
Oh.
Let us out, brother.
All right. This was an awesome night. Glad to be here with you guys. Like Hargy said, going over to Boone, but I'm gonna grab something to eat before I pass out or something. But it was awesome talking
I'm
about this
hungry too,
handheld. It's like
Fuzzy. I'm ready to eat.
like, yeah, like I didn't think I was going to be as excited, going into this. Not for the podcast, just because I've been playing too many games for too long a period. But I really want this this handheld to like be a real thing here soon. And what's his name? Kayasante just posted like what the software might look like, kind of thing, like where you can tinker around with it. But I'm gonna let everybody else out of here. Just follow me on Twitter or the app formerly known as Twitter at Fuzzy_Belvedere. I'm on Double Barrel Gaming, Fun Speculation Network, the Shop Podcast, and Pixelated Echoes. Yeah, I'm a podcaster now. So it was so much fun being here with you guys. So much fun with interacting with people in the chat. You guys rock. Thanks for having me on. Greatly
We love you, Fuzzy. Thank you for rocking with us.
Man.
I've missed you. So I'm happy you were
bro.
able to make it today.
Absolutely.
Thank
you. And of course, last but certainly not least, the homie Hargeet. Oh, God damn it. I read the fucking.
I
read your name underneath you. The web Dave. They moved you. What happened? God,
he left. He had to go.
Dave.
And I got to go too. So thank you so much for having me. Greatly appreciate it. I got 25 minutes to be at work. So I'm got to go. But hopefully you guys will be on our show soon. And love you guys. See ya.
Peace, bro.
Later, Web Dave.
See ya.
All right. We're done. Thank you all so very much. Remember,
you can find me on Twitter at Doodle to be free.
Yeah, you can.
Number 2, letter B.
Yeah, it's right there underneath you. Right there.
I'm just messing with you.
I know. People are trying to get out of here. Guys, thank you so much. We will remember. We will not be doing a show Friday. We will be back on Saturday. Because we have our date night. So it's gonna be awesome. So we'll be back Saturday night, probably 6 o'clock. We'll confirm when it gets closer. But guys, thank you all so much. Be easy. We're gonna end the show the way we end every single show. Doodle.
Yes.
We're done.
We are.
Until next time.
You're intruding.
You're intruding.
You're intruding. You're intruding.